All right. Wow. That was amazing, everybody. We are live. We are Rumble Pop live. We're on the air. On the air. Look at that. We're on the air. And speaking of look at that, check out my mother's beautiful painting that she made. It's a witch, and there's a little black cat, a pumpkin, and the moon, and some bats and stuff. It's really awesome that she did. So I was showcasing that through all of October. So for Horror Month, you can see my mom's art. And you can also see a friend of a friend. His name is Ted. Ted Blackwell, I believe is his name. And he did this piece here. And that'll be up tonight. And then, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but I've been switching them out every week. At least one piece of art on the wall is switched out. So each week you can tune in and see what's new on the wall. Sammy said, I was just going to say you'd better show off your mom's stuff. Yes, Sammy, I am. I did. I will. I have.
Did you take her out over the weekend for her birthday like you said you would?
I took her in, if that makes sense. Shut up, Sal. Sal's frozen on the screen. Sal pays for internet called Chad, and Chad did not pay his internet bill. So Sal's frozen on the screen, but we can still hear him. He looks disgusted at everything we say, and it's probably going to be true. But no, Sammy came over, and Bonnie came over too, and we just hung out, and we watched a movie, and we ordered Thai food, and we drank alcoholic beverages.
What was the movie you watched?
It was not traumatic for you, Sammy. Shut up. We watched Idle Hands.
Oh, okay.
I had not seen that since it first came out in like 99, 2000, somewhere around there. What a cutie. Jessica Alba. What a cutie she was.
She still is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen her lately, but she was a cutie then.
And she's a very bright businesswoman, very successful and very wealthy businesswoman.
Oh, yeah?
She really doesn't have to act. She's kind of like Ryan Reynolds in a way. Like, they don't even have to act anymore. They have so many successful businesses. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Really?
You know. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh. Good for her. Good for her. I mean, wow. Okay, then. Well, I'm going to do a few background things. Kevin, you want to tell everybody what we're doing today?
Absolutely. We're going to be discussing or having our own personal top 10 horror comedy movies. Absolutely. But first, let me give you a quick intro of these co-conspirators of mine. First, the man in that blue headset. A man who the ladies love. A man who has received so many undergarments over the last 7 years. He's a man who is Bruce Campbell's #1 fan. If you disrespect DC Comics, you will receive a most vicious left jab to the face.
It's true.
This man, he is Donald Juan Maheny.
Thank you to all my simple fans out there. I appreciate you.
Next, we quickly go to a man who resides in that beautiful state of Texas, who's originally from Michigan, a man who he is coping with the unfortunate loss of the best player of the Detroit Lions, and a Pyrrhic victory over the Dallas Cowboys. He is a man who is called the Casanova of Harris County, Texas. Give it up for the most desirable professor in the Southwest today. He is Professor Chris D. Turner.
I'm not in Harris County though. I'm in Montgomery County.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I mean, it's close by, but my bad.
Disgusting.
My bad.
Don't ever get those confused.
Don't get it confused. Last but not least, a man who delivers the most homicidal, most powerful and vicious lyrics when he spits his rhymes in the beautiful hip-hop arts. He's a man who is a great gamer. He is a man who is the #1 Predator movie fan and comic book fan of all time. He is also the ladies' man.
Best internet.
San Fernando.
Voted best internet of 2024.
Yes, indeed. But it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Please get up to a man that the ladies can't get enough of. They desire him. They touch him. They can't wait to feel his power. He is Big Sal Hernandez.
I leveled up. I don't have to pay to be touched.
There you go, sir. And of course, I am your humble servant, your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan arts, your Supreme Chancellor, and the wielder of this righteous lightsaber, Brother Kevin.
Is that a yellow light? What light is it?
You know what's cool about this
Broken.
lightsaber?
It's an extension of your penis.
Broken.
It could do any color I want. Like, I'll switch colors. You press the button, it'll switch to yellow, purple, blue, white, and it basically will say the voice of a particular Jedi or Sith. It's like, next time I come to the, are you going to be at the shop on Thursday?
Me?
I think I'll be there on Wednesday to help Donald.
Yeah, he
Okay.
probably won't be there on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring him. I was going to bring him to show it to you.
You're talking about the lightsaber, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, just
Yeah.
checking.
Well, don't come by and try to show me your wiener.
Yes,
would
please.
Never, I
Yes,
would never
please.
do that, sir. That could get me arrested.
Uh-oh.
Never do
Enrique's here, everybody. Says, hey, everyone. Sorry I've missed so many shows. Yeah, you better be sorry.
that.
Mr.
And
Sean
happy belated
says,
birthday to you, Enrique.
yeah, and Mr. Sean says, Enrique, if you weren't here last week, I think we wished you a happy birthday on the show. Mr. Sean says, not to worry, Sal. Cleveland still has 6 games to turn it around. Well, I don't know that Sal's the Cleveland fan. I am the big Cleveland
I'm hoping. I hate the Yankees so much. And
Cleveland fan.
so devastated that Cleveland beat my team.
I think
Why
everybody's a
do you hate
Cleveland
the
fan
Yankees?
right now.
I'm rooting for Cleveland.
Why do you hate the
because-
Yankees, friend? You hate the Mets
This
too
is
while
so
you're at it?
good to hear. This is so
You
good to
hate the
hear.
Mets too? Do you hate the
No,
Mets?
I
too?
like them. I like the Mets.
I don't hate the Mets. Yeah, I like the Mets too.
Okay.
For
I want the
Yeah.
Mets to beat the Dodgers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So you want a Subway Series then? That's awesome.
No,
No, I want Mets versus Cleveland.
Yes, that's what we want. We want
No,
Cleveland versus
you
the
want-
Mets.
The people and the ratings in New York want the best possible World Series matchup, and that's the Yankees
You know what?
against the Dodgers.
I
I'm
don't-
gonna make this non-safe for work. Fuck the Yankees.
No, sir. Don't be jealous of 27 championships
Yeah.
of many.
No, I
righteous
agree.
players.
Fuck the Yankees. Sorry.
No,
Oh, sorry,
no.
Mom. Hey, my mom and dad are here. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hi,
Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and
Mrs.
Dad.
McKinney.
Sorry for the
Mrs.
swearing.
McKinney, I'm sure you
Hi,
appreciate the
Mom
power of
and
the
Pop.
Oh, and Derek's also there with him. So say hi to Derek, everybody. Hi,
Hey,
Derek.
Derek, I know you appreciate the stripes, the pinstripes of the brother of the New York Yankees.
Kevin.
I know you do.
Kevin.
Yes. Yes.
Kevin, no one gives a shit about the Yankees.
It's
So-
true.
Yes, they do.
We're in
Yes, they
California.
do.
Unless you're a Yankee, like if there's only like if you're a New York fan in a particular type in a particular borough, you'll like the Yankees. Otherwise, you don't give a shit about the Yanks.
First of all, why
just the way it is.
why do you even like the Yankees? You don't even know how to swing a bat.
Yes, I do.
You sure about that?
I'm
Go to
actually
the batting cages. I want to see your swing.
Hey, man, I can't wait. I'll show you. I'm a switch hitter. You'll be impressed.
That's
switch
what I
hitter.
heard about you.
Yeah.
Hey, you are a switch hitter. You're sick.
You made a mistake there, Kevin.
No, I'm left and right-handed, so I can do both.
Oh.
I'm left right-handed.
Oh, dude. Hey, are you walking into this like hole, or are you jumping in right now?
Yeah, might as well have a cream pie while you're at it, Kevin.
Well, you know what? I think everyone should have a delicious cream pie. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Cherry cream pies, banana cream pies. What's wrong with that?
Cherry cream pie.
Banana. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gray says, "Hey, fellows. Hey, Gray.
Hey,
Good to see you,
Grace.
buddy. Gray, not Grace."
Hey.
Oh, I thought it was Grace. Oh,
No.
Grace. What's up, brother?
Philippe says, "Hey, everyone. Shaun of the Dead. Well, you're going to be happy that everybody chose the same effing films again. So, yeah, Gray
Not
and
exactly. My list is probably
Grand.
my list is the most unique, so don't worry.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Sammy says, "Stop,
God.
Kevin. Please
Oh,
stop."
God.
What happened? What'd I do?
You exist.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're
She
switch-hitting-
said you're going to make her
you're
want a
switch-hitting
cream
left
pie
and right,
if you don't
both.
stop, Kevin.
I'm sorry, Sammy, if
I
I
heard it.
offended you.
I heard
My
it.
goodness. Sorry if I offended you.
Jesse says Boston cream pie. Man, I'd have rather seen Boston, than the fucking Yanks.
What?
Yeah, no.
The Red
kidding.
Sox?
Yeah.
The Red Sox have won 3 championships in the last freaking 15 years. Why would you care for them?
Because I hate the Yankees that
Because I'm tired
much.
of seeing the Yankees winning championships.
The Yankees have not won a championship in 15 years. What's your problem?
Oh,
We're all
yeah,
on
good for them.
When was the last time Cleveland?
1948, I believe, something like that.
Fuck yourself, Kevin. You fuck
Well,
yourself.
look, Donald, you have to understand. when it comes to winning consistently on a consistent basis, you have to be good. You have to have a heart of a champion. You have to be consistent and building your
You
farm
know that
system.
the Yankees were cheaters, right?
Is what you
No,
do.
they are not.
You
No,
just spread
they are
money everywhere.
Oh, no. You
No,
see, people
no, they
forget.
were-
A lot of our best players were grown in the farm system. Aaron Judge is in the farm system.
Mhm.
Derek Jeter came from the farm system. He
Yeah.
was like bought off the market.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you see,
Yeah. No.
haters, man.
Yeah, they
Haters.
definitely didn't find him in
Haters.
college and pay him a bunch of money.
Hey, how much are the Yankees paying you to speak this
Yeah.
nonsense?
You know what? I'm sick of this nonsense. I'm pulling out. Mr. Sean says, Don, I was trying to sympathize with you, and you go and diss on the Dodgers side. I guess I'll have to launch a dissertation on Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's
No,
right. That's
Mr.
right.
Sean, here's the thing. If the Dodgers make it, it's okay. I'm not mad. I don't hate the Dodgers. I really don't. I don't mind them at all. I've gone to plenty of Dodgers games. But I do... my team before Cleveland was the New York Mets. I used to like them back in the 80s when it was Gooden and Strawberry that were on the team. So that was my thought processes. I would like to see. And besides, the Dodgers have won one recently. Let's have two teams that haven't won one in a while go at it. And at least one of them is bound to get it. That's what I love about that. That's the enjoyment that I get out of that. And yeah, so that's my thought process. Love it or hate it, but I think it's a pretty good thought process, to be honest. And speaking of thought processes, we have the Terminator #1. Just came out from Dynamite Comic Books. I haven't seen all the Terminator movies. I've seen most of them. So I don't know that these characters are part of that world. I don't believe they are in this comic. And it's just basically about a husband and wife from like 1978 up until 2018, and how this one Terminator has sought them out and eventually come to the ultimate conclusion of their demise, so to speak. So it's okay. They have a comic in the back, like a short, that I think is going to keep going, and I wish it wouldn't, because I don't know what the fuck is happening. I read it, and I don't understand it, and I'm sorry, Sal. That last little mini comic at the end, I don't understand what's going on in that. I don't get it. Maybe I was in the wrong mind frame, but or I'll have to revisit it. But it's very confusing, and I didn't like it, and it soured me on the whole thing. So I'm gonna give this like a 5 out of 10, like maybe a 5.5.
I enjoyed it.
5.5. I'll check out the second one, but if it doesn't get any better, I'm out. Speaking of being out, Seance in the Asylum. This just came out recently, last week, I believe, and I don't know what it is with these types of covers. I have another one sitting right in front of me, and I'll compare it here in a second. But this is from Dark Horse Comics. It's a kind of a clever idea, and I think it could make a really good movie, just not with this writer. And I apologize to Clay McLeod Chapman. I do apologize to your clan. Because I think he's Scottish, but just the way the story's told, it just doesn't draw me in enough to want to go further. It's almost like they're trying to do a dream team in horror, with like Michael Keaton and stuff, that kind of thing. And that sounds really cool and really clever, but the way it's written, it's not. It just doesn't draw you in. The characters don't draw you in. They're just there. And that's unfortunate. I will give this another one. I'm going to rate this one like a 4.5 though right now. So I wouldn't recommend going out and getting it unless you had the extra scratch. If you don't, that's fine. Let it go. But one I do recommend, this was the highlight. And this one, I'm going to show you the cover, and it's weird. It's Murder Kingdom #1. Look at that. It's like almost like the same artist was just like, let me just do 2 covers and... do you see it? I see it, right?
Is that a flower coming out of the eyeball?
Yeah, it is a flower coming out of the eyeball. This is great. That cover has nothing to do with the story, though, really. This is all about a girl that dropped out of college to work, and the only job that she has is working at an amusement park. and what was it? It's Briar Rose, which is the old school naming of Sleeping Beauty, of Aurora. They called her Briar Rose. So Briar Rose kind of loses her mind in this comic, and they need somebody to replace her. So this girl that just drops out of college, they pull her in, and then suddenly she gets drawn into this kind of murder mystery with who killed this other Briar Rose. And it's quite fascinating. I'll give it a 7.5. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. It's by Mad Cave, which there hasn't been much from Mad Cave lately I've enjoyed. So they knocked this one out of the park. So Van Lente, of course, he's a solid writer. Always has been a solid writer. And, his run on Green Lantern I thought was pretty solid and stuff. So this is great. He's dived back into the indie world, and I'm very much enjoying it. So I would highly recommend picking up Murder Kingdom #1 if you get a chance. You can get books like this and other books like these at your local comic shop. Or if you're in the LA area, you can come to We Can Be Heroes in Chatsworth, California, where they do get new comic books like that and have them for sale. So you can always check that out. Let's see. Jennifer Smith says, I got that one too. Oh, Jennifer Smith says, let's see. Let's go through. Don the Mansplainer McKinney. I don't understand what that means, Mr. Sean. Explain to me how I'm mansplaining, please, sir. And Jennifer says, I hate the Dodgers. I was forced to go watch them all the time when I was a kid, and it was so boring.
You like the Yankees at least, Jennifer?
Oh my God!
You set yourself up for failure there, Kevin. I got that one. Haven't read it yet. Oh, sorry, Jennifer. Yeah, I didn't like it. Seance in the Asylum. I like the setup, but I don't feel the story connects with me. John is on Raw Action Pro Wrestling. Hey, John. Good to see you.
Hey, Brother John.
Mr. Birthday Boy.
Happy birthday to you, sir.
Yeah. Frank is on. Hello, Frank. And she got that one too. So good. At least you got one good one, Jennifer. Good. You got one really good one. So if you come back on next week, let me know what you thought of Murder Kingdom when you get a chance to read it. And hopefully you can read it within a week. Jan Michael says, Jesus, what size backing boards do you use, Donald? Your comics look like the outfits of early 2000 rappers. What? These are silver, dude. Do you use modern? Are you a weirdo modern person? Because that's sad. Silver, the reason why normal people in us 80s or early 2000 rappers use these, and let me explain this. I'll mansplain this to you all day long. And Sean, you can listen in on this one too. You can put Silver Age comics in here, and you can put the double size Modern Age comics in here. So if you get an 80-page giant, guess what? It fits. So economically speaking, it's a better value, and it's a smarter choice for anybody that knows their comic books. Silver Age bags.
Very good point.
That's all I do, baby, is make good points. And Nezzy Days is here. Hello, Nezzy. Good to see you.
Hi, Nezzy.
Jennifer says, yes, love the Yankees. Oh,
yeah, there we go.
She's gross.
See? Look at that. You see, I'm not alone, Donald.
Nasty. I was starting to like her.
Oh, you are.
And then she just took a dive. Just took a dive. Boom, down. She was like the box office for Joker Part 2. Just boom. Right. Tanking. J. Michael says, regular bags and boards, current size are the skinny jeans of bags and boards. Yeah, regular are pretty thin, too. Current size I don't like either. But you are right about that. They are the skinny jeans of bags and boards. You can't fit anything in there. And half the time they don't even size them right, which makes it extremely hard and frustrating when you just want to put a new comic book in the bag. Frank says, an employee at my comic shop store apologized to me for the 10-cent increase in backing boards. I said, I don't buy comics often enough for it to affect me. Oh, that's nice that he apologized, though, for the 10-cent increase. So they're charging, what, 60 cents for a bag and board? God, I know some shops charge $1, and I think that's absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, that's insane. That started during the lockdown. I started noticing that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, because of inflation and they're harder to get and stuff. And I get that to a point, but come on.
He's also the same
comic
shop.
books don't come with the bag and stuff?
Most times, no.
Yeah.
When you buy comic books...
I bought some comic books online and it came with the stuff. Like I bought the Last Ronin books.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good because well, the last Ronins are hard to get bags and boards for. You usually just have to put them in a magazine size bag and
Magazine
board
size.
because they really don't have anything sized for them, which was kind of stupid the way they did it. But it was an accident to begin with. To be honest, they didn't mean to do it when they did it, but it happened in the printing, and they're like, "Well, we can't take all these bags, so let's just put them out." Yeah.
Yep.
It was too late. Where do you live? LMAO says Jennifer. I'm from Ohio, Jennifer, where intelligent people are born in Ohio.
Shut your mouth.
More presidents and astronauts than New York. More presidents and astronauts than New York.
Time out here.
Ohio.
Listen
here,
the best
you-
universities in
Columbus
the world.
is in Ohio.
And Wall Street is in New York. So the business financial center.
Oh yeah, that's
country
gone
and in the
so
world,
well
and
for
the
us,
world.
Kevin. 2008, thanks Wall Street. Yes, sir.
Shut your mouth about this Ohio nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Detroit boy.
You know that crocodile? You know that crocodile that's in the backyard of your mom's house in the river?
No.
I'm gonna feed him you. Yeah,
There's no
I'm gonna feed him
crocodile
you.
in the back of my mom's house in Ohio. Crocodiles don't live in Ohio, buddy.
You know that
Yeah,
that
crocodiles are in
smell.
the south, brother.
You know
Yeah.
that smell that
I'm gonna
Ohio
put
has.
one there now.
You're hurting my brain. Everyone is hurting my brain right now. Mr. Sean says Silver Age bags and boards are the best. There used to be a pre-1965 Silver Age bag, which were great. Not sure if that particular kind is around anymore. It is not, Mr. Sean. Scorch, Frank says, I watched the new Salem's Lot movie on Max. I like the original better. Oof. I don't know. I watched the original not too long ago for the first time, and I did not particularly care too much for it. So I'm hoping
Oh, you didn't like it?
the remake is better. Good for you, Sammy. That means you have mental problems. She says she's a native Angelino. Jennifer Smith, you compared me to Joker Part 2. Oh my God, such shade.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. So disrespectful.
And Sean McGean is here. All joy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it says, well, at least Ohio gave us Devo, which kind of makes up for Ohio also giving us Donald. There we go.
There we go.
If a Sean McGean pops around, you must whip him. That's what I'll do. Whoop ya. Jennifer says, I'm joking around, by the way. Of course. Jennifer, you're rather new, I would say. So I am joking 99.9% of the time also. So I give everybody a hard time most of the time, like Sammy, for instance.
And Donald is a secret Yankee lover. So
No,
don't-
I'm not.
I'm
not.
I'm joking unless I'm talking about Ohio sucking.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Ohio negated your advances, Chris, and that's why you're upset.
Wow.
Yeah. Sad.
Michigan's a great state. How
Oh,
dare you just a great state?
Thus ends the pullout. All right. It's just one game, Kevin.
I
Like
know.
Mr. Sean said. Don't get too cocky. You're cocky
Oh, I-
every year. And
Wow.
every
You were
year-
talking so much trash 2 years ago. Last time you were talking so much trash 2 years ago, you saw what happened. You saw what happened
yeah,
the
you
last time
barely
we met.
scraped by.
We won in 6 games, my friend.
Yeah. Barely scraped by.
Hmm.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's talk horror, right? Horror comedy. That's what we came here to do. Let's talk horror
Yes, sir.
comedy. I'm excited to talk horror comedy with you guys. I think horror comedy is some of the best type of horror in the genre of horror. Even Bill Shakespeare himself liked to create comedic elements into a lot of his films as tension breakers.
The Porter Macbeth is one of the funniest Shakespeare scenes all of Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So far be it from anybody to deny Shakespeare his intellectual prowess when it comes to script writing and delivering on the stage. So oftentimes with a lot of horror, there will be some comedic elements to it. What defines a horror comedy? Well, it's a little loosey-goosey, we will say, especially for some of these films that we're going to discuss. But a lot of these films will have some straight-up comedic elements to them. And some of them will be straight comedies with some horror elements to them. And you'll see as we go along. So we're going to get moving on this. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We also have John the Bouncer, a.k.a. the Bouncer, from Real Action Pro Wrestling in Youngstown, Ohio. We have his list as well. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make the show tonight, so we said, you know what? No problem. We got this. We've got, people that will want to dive in and do this type of listing and stuff and talk about this. And he was like, yeah, but here's my list. I made it anyway, just in case. And I was like, okay. We will definitely mention part of your lists as we go along, because I think it's a fun list. And some of that stuff I've never seen. So I was like, okay, we will definitely do that. And he gave me the ranking and everything, so we're good.
Since he's the birthday boy, let's give him the first shot at him.
Yeah.
His number 10.
Well, his number 10 on the list, let me pull this up here real quick, is one I've never seen. And I don't know if any of us have seen it, to be honest. It came out in 1980, and I've seen a trailer for it not too long ago, and I was like, oh, this does look like it could be kind of fun. But it also looks like it could be pretty horrific, too. And that is the 1980 film called Motel Hell. Now, what do we know about Motel Hell? Well, there's a motel, and it's hell to survive. That's all I know about it. Has any of you guys seen it?
No, but I want to see it already because of the Pigman.
Yeah, the Pigman's pretty cool.
John, tell us about the movie in the comments section.
Yeah, John, if you're in the comments section, why don't you mention anything about Motel Hell? In the meantime, I'll mention Sean McGee and say, if you scroll back through the comments, I actually agreed with you on Silver Age bags and boards. Donald, take the win. Oh, yeah. I did mention that. Jennifer says, my dad was born in Ohio, was a Mennonite, helped on his dad's pickle farm, so Ohio rocks. I'm a slow typer.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
Jennifer, so
there you go.
If Cleveland happens to win over the Yankees, it's going to be okay, right? I mean, it's going to be okay. Like, it'll be okay. And
what's crazy is that looking at that picture, there was this video game that came out on the PlayStation 2 called Manhunt.
Yes, I remember that.
One of the bosses is actually like a man that wears a pig face and chases you with the chainsaw.
They probably were influenced by this movie.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, probably this is where that guy got the idea from to put in the video game.
It happened in the first episode of Black Mirror.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, Mr. Sean. Yeah, I mean, you could beg all you want. I'm a huge fan of Abbott and Costello, particularly their horror. The Invisible Man, The Wolf Man, Frankenstein, The Mummy. They're all great. They're all fantastic films. I love Abbott and Costello, and I learned my love of Abbott and Costello through my mother, who was a huge Abbott and Costello fan. So when I run across Abbott and Costello comics, I always try to pick them up for her so she can get them. And in fact, she did an Abbott and Costello painting, much like this, up on the wall here, for just to do it, because I gave her one of the comic books, I think one or two, and she was like, I'm going to try to draw this. So she did, and she did a great job. The whole thing about Motel Hell, a character named Vincent Smith and his sister run a rural hotel, but they earn most of their cash operating a food stand that specializes in world-famous sausages. After years of success, however, the duo's upstanding brother, Sheriff Bruce, that's his name, eventually discovers the grotesque details of his siblings' booming business. Vincent and Ida are actually plumping up their hotel patrons, killing and dismembering them, and then grinding them into frankfurters. Yes, that is the premise of Motel Hell. Nasty, right? Kind of gross.
I gotta watch that for sure.
Makes you hungry, doesn't it, Sal?
Nazi, you don't even...
No.
You probably never even thrown a baseball, so don't talk like it's so important that L.A. beats Cleveland if Cleveland beats the Yankees.
She knows how to bowl. I think she could throw a ball.
Exactly.
She's good at.
She lost 2 out of 3 games, and the only reason why she won the third is because I was distracted.
Distracted, you
Let's
say.
be realistic.
Distracted?
You can't top a turkey.
She beat me by 1 freaking point.
She did.
You know, like, I was listening to heavy metal music all my way back to home. I was like, I need to release all this anger.
Were you
that's
beating
inside of me.
yourself? Yeah, you're like punching yourself.
Straight up, dude,
Fucking
just
Sal. Fucking Sal while you're driving.
like Jim Carrey and Me, Myself, and Irene. Like just, I was so mad.
Yeah, okay, so John did actually say, he said, long story short, Farmer Vincent and his sister had to run a motel. They're using animals for the meat. The tagline is, it takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. Oh my God, that's a great tagline, actually. And then Jennifer says, for my dad, yes. Oh, that's sweet. And then Sean McGee says, good call, Mr. Sean. Then Frank says, damn it, how many times do I have to tell you that who is on first? Yeah, that's the old classic. Sean McGee says, the original Professor Pig seems to be in Motel Hell. Yeah. Jan Michael says, Glizzy's from hell.
Oh, Lord.
Sammy says, how dare you don't know if she can throw a ball, Donald. I'm just assuming. Jennifer says, I'm getting hungry now. Nancy says, but a win is a win. Suck it. And Gray says, never saw Motel Hell. I'll have to check it out. If you must. I don't know. It just... those types of things where people use other people as food, the only time I've ever been, like, okay with it, I think, was fried green tomatoes. And that's because it was so nonchalant. You know? And it wasn't a horror film at all. So that I think I enjoyed it for that reason. So that...
movie with Sally Field and that country singer, what's her name? Dolly Parton? Whatever her name is.
No.
Fried Green
That's Steel
Tomatoes?
Magnolias, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I think it's what you're thinking about. Fried Green Tomatoes was with Misery Lady.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates, yeah.
Yeah,
Kathy Bates
I
was
almost
in
called
there.
her Dolores. Dolores. That's
Yeah,
her
Dolores,
name in Misery.
Yep. Okay. Kevin, what is your number 10 on your list?
Dead Alive, Brain Dead.
Oh, have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I finally got to see it. Like, I think the last time we spoke about it was it a year ago? I remember it was discussed. I remember we had John on that particular episode, so it may have been about a year ago.
That movie's disgusting, and shame on you for talking about it. It makes me sick to my stomach.
It is one of the most graphic movies I've ever seen. There was so much blood and guts. Oh my goodness.
It's not so much that, it's the snot mixed with the blood and the guts. It's like, pick a lane, man. Pick a lane. You know?
Yeah, this is early Peter Jackson. Like, his first 3 movies was like this. It was
Yeah.
just out there. Like, it turns out, speaking of people being eaten, his very first film was about that. Aliens coming in and, you know, basically feasting on humans.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's not perfect, but, you know, it's fun. You know, Sumatran rat monkey biting people and then causing people in town, in this New Zealand town, to become zombies. And, of course, my favorite scene that made me laugh really hard, because I heard about this scene.
You better be the beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning.
Kevin, is it the zombie sex? Is it the zombie sex?
No. It's not that one. It's Father Magruder. I kick ass for the Lord.
It's the beginning.
It's not like the beginning of the movie, but like the early part of the movie.
Pretty close to the beginning. In fact, I
first 20
swear it's the beginning.
It's like around maybe 20 minutes in or so.
Man, I thought it was like right at the beginning. I thought it was like the opening.
No. The opening is when they get the monkey, and then the guy gets bit and they cut his arm off, and then they just take him out.
Okay.
But that scene cracked me up, because this guy, you know, you would never think this priest, he was just
doing flips
crazy.
and shit.
Yeah, he's doing flips. He's just doing all kinds of maneuvers. He was taking care of business. He was taking these guys out. I was like, wow, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
He does look like he's keeping a perverted secret, Frank. No, I'm not drinking any canola oil tonight, Sammy. But it's funny you should mention that, because my dad had a comment about canola oil that I'll have him mention sometime. But no, I'm not drinking any canola oil. God. Okay, Sal, what's your number 10?
My number 10 was Hocus Pocus.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you, 12 years
Okay.
old?
Well, he was when he first saw it.
I was a little kid, Donnie.
Oh, little
Anyway,
Sal.
no, it was. I enjoyed it. Like the music, the two bullies. You know, He's like, hey, nice kicks. Give them to me.
Oh yeah, those two guys were the best.
Yeah, those two bullies. And then like, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It's a really good Halloween movie. To have laughs. And then remember when they resurrected the boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's that girl's name?
Doug Jones, I mean, is the best.
Yeah. Well, what's that girl's name that's in Sex and the City?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, she's like, "Hi, Billy," and he's like, like,
yeah.
It's just, I enjoyed the movie. That's my number 10.
It is a fun movie, I will say. And watching the sequel, I still enjoyed it. I didn't think it was spectacular like I wanted it to be, but it was still enjoyable enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it falls into that Beetlejuice realm where it's good, but it's never going to top the original.
Of course, never. But the thing is that when something is so good, they're like, let's just try to make a sequel to it. And it's good, but it's not going to be better than the first one. There are a few movies that do that.
Yeah. Totally agree. Okay, Chris, what's your number 10?
All right, so I was going to put Scooby-Doo as my number 10, but then I decided I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a movie about my biggest fear in the world. And this movie is about that, and that movie is Arachnophobia.
Ugh.
It had, those of you who don't know, it's from 1990.
Hey, Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. It's about a house. It's overtaken by deadly spiders. And it's the scariest movie that I've ever seen in my life because I hate spiders.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spiders either. I found out though that you can burn them very easily. They do.
All right, so I did this game show. I did this pilot episode of the game show Blackout. And basically, you play all these games, weird game show games in the dark. And we did a game where we had to put a wine glass on our head, like that was kind of glued to a construction hat.
Mm-hmm.
And they would put all these things on us in the dark. Snakes, fine. I was fine with that. Snakes, they were like silly putty. The second I felt a spider crawling on me, everybody in line got soaked because I screamed like a little girl and I moved around. The water went everywhere, and I think I hit the camera with the water. It was bad. Can't do spiders. I know it was a rubber spider.
Frank says Hocus Pocus is a movie where the young girl has Major League Yabos, as the guy's little sister likes to say. Yeah, that's true. And John says John Goodman was the comedy relief for sure, and I also hate spiders too. Mr. Sean says, as to sequels, I've always felt Addams Family Values is a perfect match to the first one. It's also a great Thanksgiving film. If you want a Thanksgiving film, which there isn't many, Addams Family Values is a great one to watch during Thanksgiving. And then Frank says, Arachnophobia gave me a fear of rotting floors like the one that the main character fell through. Oh, that's an interesting fear to have. Huh. I wouldn't have thought that. My number 10, let's see what I had at my number 10 because I always forget. There we go. My number 10 is a silly one. It's basically Groundhog Day, but for horror. And that is a film called Happy Death Day that came out probably, about 8 years ago? Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's about this character, this baby doll character that goes around killing people, but it keeps killing the same girl. And every time she gets killed, she wakes up at the same morning with her alarm clock going off. She wakes up the same morning and relives her day on her college campus. And she has to figure out why she's reliving this day and how. And she's trying to figure out who the killer is. She's trying to stop the killer from killing again. She's trying to stop the killer from killing her. And hilarity ensues because of the reliving of the day and the quirky sidekick characters that come along for the ride. So if you like fun and you like Groundhog Day but with a murderous twist, Happy Death Day is the film for you. All right, now we've got John's number 9. John's number 9 coincides with one of mine, so we're going to go ahead and skip that for now because I'm going to go a little more in depth for that. And so, Kevin, what is your number 9?
A 1985 film called The Stuff.
Oh. I see one called Stuff. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
To make your life easier. Every time I did something, it always confused the heck out of you. So I stopped doing
Gotcha.
that.
No worries. Thank you.
Careful, Donald. It might be a porno.
No, it's
Oh.
not.
Wow.
It's true. Stuff. It's
It's
Thanksgiving.
basically
Stuff.
a satirical sci-fi horror film that involves this this liquid that came from outer space. It's basically like a living parasitic organism that is kind of shaped like ice cream in a way. So it gets discovered, a company takes advantage of it, and they sell it all around the country. And it's called The Stuff, and it's basically a very popular snack, and people are addicted to it. But they didn't realize that later on there was something in there that makes you very addictive, and it turns you into a zombie. It turns people into zombie-like creatures, and the stuff starts oozing out of your body and whatnot.
Mhm.
So the smart little kid was onto it from the very beginning. He knew something was up, and like his parents and his other sibling was trying to get him, like, hey, you need to have this. So people were having it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and he just refused. And like they tried to make him do it, and of course he escapes. And then the only thing that could stop the stuff is basically fire. So the whole plot that continues where you find where the factory is and all kinds of craziness ensues. But a lot of it is pretty funny, though, how people are reacting. I could tell they were inspired by Dawn of the Dead in a way, as far as, consumerism. So there's a lot of comedy involved in that where people are just addicted to stuff. And plus the commercials for the stuff is pretty funny when you see it. But
It is.
that's basically what the movie is all in a nutshell.
It is fun. It's a great. It runs great in tandem with They Live. If you want to do
I
a
agree. I agree.
nice double feature, I think They Live
Excellent.
and The
Yeah.
Stuff would be great.
Yeah, extraterrestrials, or you want to go even farther, Donald, a triple feature, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Not a terrible
Like,
idea.
you want to do a triple feature.
Frank says in The Stuff, a young kid eats shaving cream and he pretends like it's the stuff. His family exposes his deceit when he doesn't go absolutely crazy for the stuff.
Yep.
And then Sean McGean says, how about An American Werewolf in London? I do not remember anything really funny about that, I guess, except for the ghosts. Maybe the ghosts were funny in that. It was John Landis that directed it, and he did Animal House, if I recall. I think American Werewolf in Paris was actually more funny in a lot of ways than American Werewolf in London. But American Werewolf in Paris is, according to a lot of people, far inferior. So there you go. Say what you will. We have Brian's on from Half's Hot Sauce. He says, Donald is all out of chewing gum. Yes.
There we go. There we go.
You got it, buddy. You got it. All right, that's Kevin's number 9. Sal, what's your number 9?
My number 9 was called The Witches, that came out in 1990. And I thought it was a funny movie because a kid is trying to stop this witch convention, but they transformed him into a mouse. So it's a mouse versus a convention of witches, which is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Roald Dahl book.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a Roald Dahl book.
Okay.
Funny enough, who was in this? This was Angelica Houston, right?
I don't remember her name, but she was actually in Daddy Daycare. She kind of looks like Cher a little bit.
I swore it was Angelica Houston.
But Mr. Bean was in it. He was the hotel manager.
Rowan Atkinson was in it.
Yeah.
I watched the remake, and the remake was not nearly as bad. This one freaked me out because of the makeup of the witches. It really
makeup is.
She's got a ball sack on her chin.
It was Angelica Houston.
That is a butt chinian.
And that is, I think, what Angelica Houston. I think she looks like this, pretty close to this now, actually. So.
Oh my god. She's gonna kick your ass, bro. She's gonna come in and We Can Be Heroes.
The door kicks open and it's Angelica Houston.
Not to sidetrack us a little bit, but I was watching this video, speaking of Rowan Atkinson and Mr. Bean, I was just watching this video that had this theory and showed evidence that Mr. Bean was all weird because he was an alien.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
That could be absolutely true.
Like in the first episode, you see him fall from a beam of light onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the cartoon, he like gets abducted by aliens that look just like him.
Jennifer says, original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I love that one, even though it's super old. Jesse says, Monster Squad is the best. Sammy says, Angelica Houston was in The Witches. John says, yeah, that was Angelica. She was the Grand High Witch. And Frank says, The Witch is a dark, warped version of Stuart Little. Agreed, dude.
Oh my god, I never thought of that. Holy shit.
And my mother just told Brian that from Half's Hot Sauce that she loved both of his new flavors. Brian has been dabbling with tinkering with some new flavors. He had one that was called Killer Kraut. It is a kraut flavored hot sauce. It is divine. And then he came up with another one that I didn't think he could top the kraut, and he did. And it was a plum ginger soy hot sauce, and it is phenomenal. So Brian, if you're still watching, definitely run with those two because those are great. And I'm gonna need another bottle of that strawberry, sir, because I'm almost completely out. I found out that if you put that on cream cheese wontons, fried cream cheese wontons, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. So, yeah, Brian from Half's Hot Sauce. If you get a chance, go to halfshotsauce.com, type in the coupon code Donald Hiccups, and you will get 10% off your order. Which is great because he does help sponsor us. So we do some giveaways. We just gave away a bottle of, More Cowbell last week. Amish actually won that. And he picked it up from me on Friday when we went bowling. He joined me for bowling and gave him the hot sauce. I was able to, which was nice. Sean McGee says, anyone look forward to Creature Commandos by James Gunn? Hell to the yeah, dude. 110%. Looks fantastic. Hector Hernandez says, can the hot sauce guy do a speed dating hot sauce tasting event? That would be hilarious. And I'm not against throwing in some hot sauce in that speed dating thing that I'm doing, by the way. And shameless plug, I'm going to put this out here right now, that on November 10th at 6:30 p.m., I'll be hosting a speed friending service that we'll be providing at We Can Be Heroes comic book shop in Chatsworth, California, at 9449 DeSoto Avenue. It's 18 years and over, $10 admission. You get free comics. There's a raffle, and snacks are provided. And here's the picture. Fast friends. Pretty cool. So join me. I'll be hosting Sunday, November 10th, 6:30 p.m. Sal's going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
So that's my birthday present to him. He's paying his admission to go to the speed friending service. And there we go.
Right?
What's that?
That's a Sunday, right?
It is a Sunday, yeah. Chris, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is a little ditty from 1988 called Beetlejuice.
Oh, never seen it. What's it about?
It's about this couple who die, become ghosts. This new family moves in. All the goth girls. She sees dead people.
Mm-hmm.
And then this little demon guy named Beetlejuice basically convinces her to say his name, and then he basically gets obsessed over her, marry her, and tries to trick her, marry her, and chaos ensues. And
Mm-hmm.
this crazy fun stuff happens, and you got Michael Keaton as 18 whole minutes of the movie.
One of the most popular films of the year, actually, was a giant hit for Warner Brothers, and that was Beetlejuice, which was shocking, because they were thinking that The Joker 2 would be the big hit, and that tanked and failed really bad. Hector says, send me the speed dating thing. I work in a female-dominated field and can send some over. Please do, Hector. We could use that. I don't know if I have you on social media, but just find me on there.
I'll send it to him. I'll send it to him for you. I have his number.
Okay. Well, then I will send you the link, or the picture, Kevin, so you can send it to him. Kevin will also be there, participating, and as will Sammy, and Nezzy will also be there. It's a whole list of people. Will there be alcohol at the speed friending? Low key, I will have alcohol. It will not be for sale. That can get you in a lot of trouble. But you know me.
License. Yeah,
you know me, Nezzy. I will have alcohol available if somebody would like to partake. have a couple shots with me or something. Jennifer says, free comics? I'll try to make it then. Sounds interesting, though hopefully I can make it. Jennifer, please do. Yes, we're going to give you, it's a $10 admission, and you get a pack of comic books, just some random books that you can talk about with the people. We're also going to include some talking points, and of course there will be a raffle that we're going to be giving away a nice prize, and there will be some free snacks too. And yeah, yay alcohol, and bring your own beer, says Nazi. Yes. My number 9 on the list is a fun one. I thought it was pretty fun, and I haven't seen it in a little bit, but I've seen it twice now that I've seen it, and I've enjoyed it both times. And I'm really happy to talk about this one again. This one is called The Final Girls. The Final Girls is a really fun film. It's about a young daughter who had lost her mom. Her mom had passed away, but her mom was a movie star. She was a horror movie scream queen icon. And the only way that she's ever felt close to her mother after her death is by seeing her on the screen. So when she finds out they're doing a special screening of one of her mom's best scream queen horror films, of course her and her friends decide to go see it. But unfortunately, some bad mojo happens, and a fire breaks out during the screening, and the only way to escape is through the screen. So by cutting the screen and entering into the screen, they actually enter the film itself and run smack dab into her mother, who does not know who she is. Thereby, the daughter has to play along and try to survive the sleepaway camp horror that is to ensue. It is fun on a bun. Highly recommend it. It's my number 9, and it's called The Final Girls.
Final Girls?
Mm-hmm. If you have not seen it,
put that on my...
it's really good.
No, I'm not. I just put that on the list, and I put a Hotel Hell.
John says, very underrated movie. Jennifer says, sweet, I'm definitely going to try and make it. I live about an hour away. That's why I can't say I'll 100% make it. It's a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like 6:30 p.m. If you leave by like 5, you get there by 6. I'll be setting up. And if you have questions and stuff, you can always pop over and ask me while I'm setting up and getting the event ready. Because the shop closes at 6. So, everybody will be there after hours. So it'll be kind of cool to be at a comic shop after hours to do this. And I'm going to tell bad jokes, too. It'll be great. I'll be up on stage.
Freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
Freaks come out at night.
Frank says, Nina Dobrev is smoking hot in The Final Girls. And Jennifer says, I'm writing that one down, Final Girls. And Nezzy says, The Final Girls is actually on Peacock. So if you guys want to check that out, it's available there.
Oh, thank you, Nez. Hell yeah.
All right. And...
Nezzy always coming through.
Yeah, coming through in the clutch. And let's see. So John's number 8 is a really good one, I think. So I don't know if anybody ever chose this one, if anybody else did, but I'm going to bring it up. This one is Bruce Willis, Goldie, I want to say Goldie Hawn, and Meryl Streep. Am I correct on this?
Yes, Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Death
got
Becomes
it.
Her?
Yeah, Death Becomes Her, which I rewatched recently. Boy, is it fun on a bun. Just a really good film to rewatch. A nice, fun, horror-esque film to really enjoy. And that's John's number 8. Number 8 for John.
Is that the picture you sent Donald, Kevin? You couldn't find anything else?
Yes, unfortunately.
Wow.
It's a good one. Looks like they're all looking at Kevin with his pants off.
Oh my god. That's it?
Well, you could interpret that either way. It could be that's it, or it could be, oh my god. You know? It could go either way. Kind of like Kevin himself.
You know the review.
It could go either way. What?
I said you have the review.
Of what?
No, he was talking about himself.
Oh.
The other way around.
Yeah, I was talking about
He's talking about
myself.
himself.
Not
the other
Kevin.
way around.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't talking about Kevin. Let's see. Elvin says, hello, everyone. Hey, Elvin. Good to see you. Frank says,
Elvin.
speaking of Death Becomes Her, I was just chatting with Mike O'Hearn, who plays a bit role in this film. Oh, that's cool. Sammy says, Donald sounds so wholesome when he says fun on a bun. It's true.
That's his slogan. Every time somebody says it, we got to give him a nickel.
That's true.
There you go.
Also true.
Jonathan says something else.
What about Love at First Bite? Love at First Bite is a fun film. That's the Jim Carrey one, if I recall. Right? That's the Jim Carrey one, Love at First Bite?
The one where he's a vampire.
Yeah, because the other one is Nicolas Cage and Vampire's Kiss. So yeah, Love at First Bite is Jim Carrey. Also, both are great films for different reasons, but they're both great films. I don't know if they made it into the list, but they're both great films. So Death Becomes Her. Basically, these two women are so obsessed with beauty that they'll do anything to stay young and vibrant, including death. And poor Bruce Willis is the plastic surgeon that has to put up with their nonsense and their wild, lovely charm, I guess you could say. I don't know. It's fun it's a lot of fun. It's fun on a bun for sure. So if you get a chance to watch Death Becomes Her, I highly recommend it. Nezzy says Sammy, but then he continues talking and is downhill from there. Thanks. And Brian says, I got to bounce, but check out Dead Alive, Gory, Hilarious, and Peter Jackson. Yep, we've already talked about that one, Brian. That was Kevin's, I think, number 10.
No one doesn't like that movie.
Nezzy says Death Becomes Her is also on Peacock. And then Love at First Bite is George Hamilton. Is that George Hamilton?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's the one with Jim Carrey then? Once Bitten. It's Once Bitten.
Quite shy.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Once Bitten. Okay, cool.
Which is on someone's list, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, and John even says it. Once Bitten is Jim Carrey. Jennifer says Death Becomes Her is an amazing movie and one of my all-time faves. Oh, very cool. Kevin, what is your number 8?
Number eight. It's a movie that a bunch of us saw probably about a good 16 years ago. It's called Teeth.
Oh, my God.
Never seen
Oh,
it.
yes.
Didn't we invite some girl over for the first time to hang with us and she brought that movie? Or we introduced her to it? I think we introduced her to it. We were like, come over, we're watching a
Possibly.
horror film.
There were like 5 of us there.
Wait. Is this the movie with the lady who has the teeth of her vagina?
Yep.
Yes, the vagina dentata. Yes, the condition that she suffers from
I
or
remember
benefits from, and depending on how you view it. Yes, this film is very interesting, very funny, but also disturbing for men. To put it that way, to say the least. This young Christian girl named Dawn O'Keefe. She represents a Christian abstinence group called The Promise. And she does what she needs to do, does her best to fulfill a promise to save it for marriage and whatnot. And of course, she meets a guy that she has the hots for, but wants to keep things, within a certain box, wait for marriage and whatnot. But this unfortunate young man was a very bad boy and tried to take advantage of her. And you know what? He got what he deserved. He paid a severe price for his attempt, shall we say. And so throughout the movie, a lot of young men pay the price when they try to take advantage of this young lady, as they should.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a female empowerment movie if there ever was one. And I have no problem with it. I mean, a lot of it's funny. There's a lot of hijinks, a lot of funny things that are happening. But the message of the movie is don't mess with the wrong woman or you might lose something permanently.
Yep, so Teeth. That is Kevin's number 8. Sal, what is your number 8?
I put it at number 8. We know we already talked about it the last time, but it's Shaun of the Dead. Super fun, amazing movie. A twist to generic zombie movies. I love how his stepfather, who I forgot his name, but he was the vampire lord in Underworld.
Nye, something like that.
Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy, something like that.
Yeah, he's also in my favorite movie, Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Right.
Yeah, he's in that one.
Chris felt it in his fingers and he felt it in his toes.
I just love the fact that he's like, make sure you bring the flowers, Sean. He's like, I will. Don't forget, I won't. all right, good day. And he walks away. And then when he's like bleeding from his neck to death, and he's like, I've always been proud of you, Sean. And
Oh yeah, that was very cute.
it was really, yeah, it was
Really cute
heartwarming.
moment.
And then all of a sudden, like, what makes it funny, not that he's dying, but like, he's pouring his heart out. And then all of a sudden he's a zombie and he's right back to trying to kill him. It's, oh Lord.
Thus is life. The one minute you love somebody, and the next minute you're trying to kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, just like any relationship. Okay, that was your number 8. Chris, what's your number 8?
Mine's a nice little ditty from 2010 called Tucker and Dale versus Evil. About my favorite comedic actor currently on TV and movies named Alan Tudyk,
Mm-hmm.
and a guy named Tyler Labine.
Mm-hmm. Great actor.
Basically,
Great
yeah.
actor. He was in a TV series about being a Reaper. I think the show was called Reapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basic premise is that these two guys are basically going out to the woods to fix up this. There's a couple of hillbillies. They go into the woods to fix up this cabin, and these other college kids go out into the woods, and they think that these two guys are gonna kill them, and so then like people start to die. Not by Tucker and Dale.
Nice. Yep. That is actually John's number 9. And that is also my number 6. My number 6 is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Just a phenomenal film. Two redneck hillbillies that they flip the script, which is super inventive of them. You'd never seen anything like this before, to where the hillbillies, the rednecks, were the innocent ones, and the kids kept trying to kill them because they thought they were trying to kill them. So they would go after the rednecks and then accidentally die in horrible ways. Like that one lady, I think it was a girl. She was trying to stab him or something, or was it a dude? And he had like a stick that was sharpened or something. And he went after him, and when one of them leaned down, and he springboarded over him and went right into the wood chipper.
Yeah. And there was a girl who impaled herself on a tree.
Yeah. So like they just kept killing themselves. And then it just made them more enraged. Like, oh my God, they're killing us. And these two hillbillies, these rednecks, had nothing to do with it. And they're like, oh my God, this is a suicide cult. We're surrounded by kids, the teenagers that want to kill themselves. How do we get out of this? And
That's very clever.
That dynamic makes it so clever and so fun. It's such a great film. I'm sure it's got to be available for streaming somewhere, probably on Netflix or at least Amazon Prime, I would imagine. Sean McGean says, did anybody see Lisa Frankenstein? Is it good? I did.
I watched it last week.
I watched 3/4 of it on a plane and fell asleep.
It's not. It's. All right. So let me say this. It's interesting, and it definitely is dark. But I mean, it's 80s. It's weird, and it's just not. Like, I don't know. I didn't find it very like. It was interesting and enough to watch the whole thing, but I don't think it's a movie I'd ever watch again. It moves really fast. The plot moves really fast. And it's kind of weird. And I get where they were going with it, but I don't think it really.
Yeah. I just realized I can put the picture right over Sal's picture every time because his photo never changes because he's frozen. So we only hear Sal's voice anyway.
By the way, Tucker and Dale is on Peacock.
Peacock. Oh, jeez. Why is everything on Peacock right now?
Also on Pluto TV, Tubi.
Okay, so some free options.
Tubi's free.
So is Pluto.
So is Pluto.
Pluto and Tubi are both free, which is great.
If you're Amazon Prime.
Just watched a movie last night called Freaks of Nature that was cute, funny. Mr. Sean says, honorable mention to the Geico commercial with the running teenagers hitting every horror movie trope in less than 1 minute. Brilliant.
That's the great one.
And Sean McGean says, thanks for the heads up. I will probably pass on it then. Okay, my number 8 is a good one. It's fun. It came out in the 80s. And it's actually, I don't know. I wanted to mention it, but it honestly kind of sucks. Kind of sucks, guys. And I'm sorry about that. Yeah. And that is the, what was it, 84, 85, something like that? Kiefer Sutherland star Lost Boys. Get it? It sucks. I actually went.
Comedy?
Yeah, there's the Frog Brothers are the comedic element that you add into the mix as the grandpa as well, particularly at the end.
That's true.
When he's
That's
like,
true.
the
That was
worst
pretty
thing
funny.
about this damn town is the vampires, but but they're not as bad as the werewolves, and we never got that werewolf, Lost Boys film technically, I guess you could say. But we did get a couple Frog Brothers films, direct-to-video, if I recall. I never saw them, so I don't know if they're any good. So if anybody in the comments has seen them, let me know if you have and what you think of it. But yeah, The Lost Boys, there is a lot of tongue-in-cheek elements to it. So there is a fair amount of comedy for sure. And it's particularly with the Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, that are in this, that play the vampire hunters. That kind of teach the young boy his ways, I guess, or the way of the vampire. I don't know, something like that. But it's a great film. It's directed by Joel Schumacher, one of his best, in my personal humble opinion. And if you want to see the bridge that they hang off of, that is in Santa Clarita, not far from the amusement park up there, the Six Flags amusement park. And it is part of a park, so you can walk across it. You can go down underneath and go down towards the creek and see the bridge from up above. A lot of things that you can do with that bridge, so it's really cool. You can shout up your ass, too, if you want. Nobody cares. There's just plenty of things to do with that bridge. But that's my choice for number 8 is The Lost Boys. Let's see if we got any comments on that while I type this in.
That was like my number 3 too, interestingly enough.
Oh, nice. And probably Jarrett's number 1, to be honest. Jarrett loves that.
Sure
Ivan from Ivan's Collectibles says, "Hello, Rumble Pop. First time viewer. Hey, Ivan. Good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you, Ivan.
About time you get freaking on here." And Sammy says, "Finally watched that this year, and it was really good." And Frank says, "I've been to the amusement park that's featured in The Lost Boys." Which, I don't know what amusement park that is. Is that the pier? That's just the pier, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The Santa Cruz Pier, right?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be. So I'm not 100% sure. But let's go to John's number 7. Wait, yeah, right? We're at number 7?
That's right.
John's number 7 is an interesting one with Kathleen Turner. I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through, to be honest, and that is called Serial Mom, where she is a serial killer and a mom. And it's one of the more John Waters approachable films when it comes to his catalog of films. Is Serial Mom. It was out in theaters. It did relatively well. What do you guys think of Serial Mom? Did you anybody watch it?
I've not
Never
seen that
seen
one
it.
yet.
Never seen it.
Yeah. Well, there's a court case that comes in with a murder. She's taken in for charges on murder, and she has to defend herself. She tries to use her feminine wiles to get her way out of it, all the while also killing other people. And it's all about her murderous ways, I guess, in funny and hilarious scenes of how she kills people, like the neighbors and things like that. And for stupid reasons, too. So Waters does a really good job of walking that tightrope of comedy and ridiculousness when it comes to the horror genre, and showing you how ridiculous that can be. And that I've enjoyed with him in this film in particular. John, do you have anything to say about this one while we have it up on the screen? Sean McGean says, "I like Echo and the Bunnymen covering The Doors for the Lost Boys soundtrack." That is a cool one. Jennifer Smith says, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Porky Strat says, oh wow, I had forgotten about Serial Mom. Yeah, right? And Jennifer Smith, that movie is too funny. Mr. Sean says, Sean M, yes, that is a terrific cover version. She kills a lady with a leg of lamb, LOL, says John. So there we go. There we have it. That is Serial Mom in a nutshell. She's like a perfect mom, but kills people. She's very charming, too. It's hilarious, says Jennifer Smith. So there we go. Number 7 on his list, Serial Mom. Let's go ahead with your number 7, Kevin, and keep this moving.
Yes, sir. It is another A24 film I just watched recently from 2022 called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yeah. What a fun film.
I like this movie. I hated it so much.
You know, I mixed. I liked it, but I didn't like love it. But it had an interesting premise. Although I kind of figured it out towards the end, and I said, "Oh my God, this is kind of stupid," but it does make sense, especially when you look at this group of teenagers or college-age students, whatever they are, and it is kind of like a satire and a comedy on Gen Zers and how basically stereotypical Gen Zers. You know, they're all caught up in the social media, a lot of superficiality. You know, the likes and whatnot. And, you know, honestly, I didn't mind if anyone died in this movie, to be honest. Even like the most sympathetic character. I was kind of like, yeah, I hope the killer kills everybody.
I did love Lee Pace in it. I thought he was good.
He was great.
You know what? I did like him. I'm sorry. He's the one accepted to the role. He's the one accepted to the role. He was a cool character. Everyone else, like Pete Davidson, I had no problem with that. No problem.
Oh, yeah, I cheered when he died because I can't stand that mother.
Yeah. And, of course, he doesn't, you know, there is part of a plot twist that involves his character, and I was like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, such an idiot.
What a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
But it is pretty funny how it all ends up, because it's like, wait a second, all this for nothing? You know, that you'll have that kind of feeling.
Is that the girl from Borat?
Which one?
The main character, the blonde.
Oh, yeah,
I think you're right.
I think she was in there. Yeah, I think she was in the second one, right?
The second one, yeah.
Marla Bakalova, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Amandla Stenberg. And for those who have Star Wars fans, if you've seen The Acolyte, she plays a major role in that. Although, even I have to admit, being a big Star Wars fan, that was not a very good series, except for one episode. But she's one of the main characters in that particular series, which got canceled, of course.
Womp, womp.
Yep, most unfortunate.
Lee Pace in The Fall is great, says Sean McGean. Yes, fantastic film.
Yeah.
Mish says happy belated birthday to Sammy, and Sammy says thanks, Mish. And Jennifer says, I thought you were stuttering when you said bodies, bodies, bodies. Nice. It can happen. It absolutely can happen. Number 7 on your list, Big Sal.
My number 7 is Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage film.
He definitely talked too much in this.
He doesn't talk at all. He has no dialogue in this movie. All he does is drinks grape soda and has hand-to-hand combat with these animatronics that are possessed by killers.
If I recall, he plays pinball also, Sal.
Pinball. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Don.
I mean, get your shit together.
But yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I felt like they were having fun with this movie, and not only that, it was. I felt like this was like a good start-off premise for them to do Five Nights at Freddy's. They wanted to see how they could have done it with this style.
Yeah, but they couldn't. This is a better film. In my opinion.
I will say that I do enjoy Willy's Wonderland better than Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it's basically just Chuck E. Cheese. He goes in to clean up Chuck E. Cheese, and the machines are possessed and try to kill him one by one. Basically, they come after him, and he fucking mops the floor with them, and it's fantastic. It's stupid. It's silly. It makes no sense. So just know that. But it also is very fun. So if you just want a fun film, turn your brain off, Willy's Wonderland is a great one for that.
Very fun. If you haven't seen it, you guys need to check it out.
And that was your number 7, right?
That was my number 7.
Okay. Chris, what's your number 7?
My number 7, I believe, is also your number 7, Donald.
Uh-oh. What is that?
And that is Totally Killer.
We'll piggyback then. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Totally Killers from last year. I think it was Amazon Prime movie.
Mm-hmm.
It starred what's her name?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah. Kiernan Shipka, and the mom from Modern Family.
Mm-hmm. And the dad from Dead Man on Campus.
Yes, Dead Man on Campus. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's basically it's like a satire on like slasher comedies or slasher films. Basically, this daughter goes back in time to kind of stop her mom from getting murdered. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it takes place in the '80s. It's a lot of fun, and the final battles, the location, just the whole scene, the whole setup is just so cool and so much fun.
Yeah,
And it's
time
just
traveling with a
original
photo
movie.
booth
Yeah.
that her friend creates, and then she goes back in time, and her friend created it because it was her mother's original idea, and she wanted to finish what her mother started because everybody thought her mom was nuts. So she creates it. It happens. So then she goes back in time, and then she meets the mom because the daughter doesn't exist yet. So she meets the mom, and she's like, "Holy shit, it works!" And she's like, "Oh my god, my creation works!" So then she tries to help her by creating, in advance, trying to create the machine, knowing what she knows with that future knowledge, to be able to create the machine then to get her back into the future. Meanwhile, she wants to stop all the killings. The daughter wants to stop all the killings from happening because if she prevents all the killings, her mom doesn't get killed. And all the while, she has all these dumbass teenagers that all they want to do is drink and fuck. And she's trying to stop them from putting themselves in the most ridiculous kill me type situations that you could have on the silver screen. And it is fun on a bun. Totally Killer. Can't recommend it enough. If you guys get a chance, it is on Amazon Prime. It was a made for Amazon Prime film. So it's really good. It was surprisingly good. I thought, oh god, made for Amazon Prime, like a made for streaming film. Okay, whatever. No, it's good. It's real good.
And
I'll watch it this week.
And you'll never look at a Graviton the same ever again.
You're right. You never will. You never will. And podcasting too, to be honest.
Yeah.
But check it out. Totally Killer. It is on Amazon Prime available, and that is Chris and I's number 7 choice. Now we're going to move on to number 6. Number 6 for John was Shaun of the Dead. And we all know Shaun of the Dead very well. So we're going to move on from that, and we're going to go to Kevin's. But before we do, let me mention just a few things here. Ward, director of the Multiverse series, says, "Yo, what's up, gentlemen?" Hello, Ward. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Anything else? An amazing performance where he doesn't even need to speak. Samantha is talking about Nicolas Cage with that Willy's Wonderland. And let's see. Any more comments? Jennifer says, "I need to change my name to something cool. I like your name, Director of the Universe." And John says, "Totally Killer was fun." So there we go. We got John's approval on Totally Killer as well. Kevin, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is a movie from 2019 starring Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith and the Matrix's niece, Samara Weaving. Ready or Not.
Oh my God. I remember this film. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,
That's a good choice. Solid choice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The human hunting one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a movie. Samara plays a young lady named Grace. She just got married to her new husband. She'll be welcomed into this family called the Domas family. Very wealthy, of course. And they have this tradition. So anytime new members of the family come in, they have to play this game, LaBelle's Puzzle Box. And there's one card if you draw it, and unfortunately, it's an unfortunate card. It's called Hide and Seek. And of course, Grace thinks it's okay. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna play hide and seek like you did when you were kids, but not understanding it's actually a deadly game where they have to kill her. If they don't kill her, there are consequences. And you find that out at the end of the movie if they don't accomplish the task at hand. But it's a lot of fun. She has to literally run for her life, hide in different places. Everyone's coming after her. She's hiding in different parts of the mansion and whatnot. It's as Donald would say, it's fun on a bun.
I'll have to watch that this week.
Yeah, you'll like it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is Kevin's number 6. Ready or Not. I liked it too. I thought it was really, really good. Really fun, really innovative. Really cute horror film, if that's a way to say it. But yeah, absolutely. Sal, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Ugh.
Very fun.
Good one.
Very fun. I love it. Especially my favorite scene is the bike scene, where I forgot what the name of the clown was, but he was riding his little bike and he saw these bikers. He was trying to show off his bike, and then one of the bikers is like, "Oh, this is a really nice bike. You mind if I ride it?" And he's like shaking his head. He's like, "Mm-mm." He's like, "Are you afraid I'm gonna break it?" He's like, "Mm-hmm." And then he fucking breaks the bike in front of him, and then the clown was just like, "Oh, hell no." Puts on some boxing gloves. He's like, And then, "Oh, you wanna box me? What are you gonna do? Knock my head off?" And boom, uppercut his head off, and I was just dying. And I love the movie. Turns into people into cotton candy, and it's a fun movie.
Cotton candy cocoons, dude. Cotton candy cocoons. This is a fucking freaky film, okay? This is a film that pushes the envelope on fun, like, and gets borderline, like, traumatic. Borderline traumatic on this. The design of these clowns goes above and beyond creepy. To see what the one that, what wasn't it? Didn't he unhinge his jaw and, like, his tongue came out and he just fucking ate somebody?
Yeah.
Insanity.
It kind of reminded me of the tree scene in Poltergeist. Remember when the tree is eating one of the kids, and then the mom had to like take him out? Oh man, that's more traumatic than the clown.
Well, I think the Evil Dead tree scene's more traumatic than that tree scene, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Pick whatever tree scene you want to traumatize yourself with.
Oh.
Yeah, you get to choose your own traumatic tree scene, guys. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space is definitely creepy. You can call it a comedy. I don't. I think it's horrific. It scares the shit out of me. I don't like it at all.
I don't remember being a comedy. I guess it's a parody, but yeah.
But yeah, if you find that kind of shit funny, I guess in a twisted way, if you're fucked up, then yeah, this is gonna be a good film for you. Yeah, the bags and the straws. Yeah, Sammy. Where they're drinking the blood and shit. Oh, come on. No, too much for me. All right, Chris, what's your number 6?
Mine's from 1984. I'm a child. Just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So my horror, it's not. I don't have a lot of horror. So my number 6 is Ghostbusters.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
You can call it horror. I mean, I think it's
horror comedy.
It's ghost, yeah.
I mean, the library scene. Come on, that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Okay, the library scene is very
I was
scary.
when I saw it. I mean, I saw it when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I was pretty terrified when I watched the movie. So, Ghostbusters. I'm not gonna say too much about it. We talk about Ghostbusters all the time.
Yeah, we do talk about Ghostbusters all the time.
But,
So that's Chris's.
Yeah.
My
was pretty good, by the way. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Different than what we've had before, which I enjoyed. So definitely check it out if you can. My number 6 was Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So we're going to move on from that one. We already know that one quite well. We're going to go to number 5. John's number 5 was Ghostbusters, which we also know very well. So we're going to go to Kevin's number 5. Kevin, what is your number 5?
My number 5, going back again with another Samara Weaving film. It's a Netflix film originally. It's The Babysitter.
And that's the one with the fucked up kid, right?
In what sense?
Like it's like a fucked up Macaulay Culkin?
You know what's funny? I guess you could say that. But you know what? It's kind of a justifiable effed up Macaulay Culkin, though. If you were put in a situation, what would you do if you were like 12 years old?
Isn't this the one where he like maliciously like tortures people and shit?
No, you're thinking of that Christmas-based horror film. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
It had a babysitter.
You mean Home Alone?
No, not Home Alone. I'll come back in a
That movie's
second.
terrifying.
I saw it during the lockdown. It's actually a really good movie. Which, interesting enough, is it has like Australian actors in it too. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll come
That's
back
a different
I'll come back
film.
in a second.
Okay, then I don't think I've seen this one. This one's called The Babysitter?
Yes.
And this is your number
Wait.
5?
Yes. I'll give you the basic premise of the movie is, of course, it involves a babysitter, and she's still babysitting like a 12-year-old kid because, you know, he has so many fears. He has fears of spiders, he has fears of all kinds of things. So his parents still give him a babysitter to watch over him.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that there's certain things about this babysitter that you didn't know. And, you know, she came in to save him during a certain bullying incident. She's like, oh, that's sweet. You know, the parents go off to, you know, have like their anniversary thing at a hotel out of town. And, you know, they're hanging out together for the weekend, having a good time, hijinks, all that stuff. And then he goes off to bed. And his best friend, who's kind of like the girl crush he has who lives across the street, tells him, hey, why don't you wake up and just see, you know, what she does? Because, you know, older kids or older young adults, they have sex and whatnot. So I bet you she's sleeping around with someone while you're sleeping. So he does that to go and see what she's doing while he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, turns out her group of friends are playing Truth or Dare. So not too far off, I guess, right? Well, with this really nerdy guy, he's there. He's kind of like awkward. He's new to the group, but you find out he's there for a very specific purpose. So on one of the dares, she has to go and kiss everybody. So she kisses him. You know, this nerdy guy, he's feeling really good for him. Oh, man, he's getting a kiss from a pretty lady. But then that double stabs him in the head with 2 knives. And then blood's gushing everywhere in a kind of funny way. But you find out they're like a satanic cult. And they need the blood of this guy and also the blood of an innocent child in order to, like, you know, get what they want in life from this Necronomicon type of book.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you know, the kid finds out that his babysitter that he just has, you know, a crush on is not really a good person. So a lot of hijinks start happening where the group of friends, this cult members, start going after the kid. So the kid has to, like, basically, like in a Home Alone type situation, have to defend himself. But in this case, he's killing him in all kinds of ways, but very comedic ways too. They're really ridiculous. But there's a lot of fun, a lot of jokes, a lot of good humor that I think you would enjoy. It's not a long movie either. I think it's only like an hour and 25 minutes. So the best thing is it's a short movie. You're in, you're out, and that's it. And I know they made a sequel that has Jenna Ortega in it called called The Babysitter Prom Queen or something like that. I have to watch it later.
I'm writing it down so I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah, it also has Bella Thorne, who I never heard of before. It's like a couple of years ago, people were saying that she's like one of the hottest girls on the internet or something like that. So she's in it as well.
Oh, good for her.
She plays like a cheerleader that, you know.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Okay, so Jennifer says The Fog is what traumatized me as a child. Those horror movies these don't, but I grew up in the 80s, or as you put it, I could be one of those fucked up people, LOL. And then Nezzy says Home Alone, LOL. And Sammy says Killer Queen. Killer Queen. Okay.
Killer Queen?
I don't know. All right, Sal.
That's it. That's the name of the sequel. Yes, Killer Queen. Babysitter Killer Queen.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sal, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Scary Movie. It's a parody movie from Scream, which I found out to be funny with the Wayans brothers. What was it? Keenan that wrote it, or was it Sean and Marlon?
It's the two brothers, like Sean and Marlon.
Okay, yeah. No, they put in a bunch of old school movies into there where they were making fun of a lot of movies. And,
I mean, so many films.
Huge fan. I had a huge crush on Anna Faris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Anna Faris. This was her breakout role. Actually, was being in a parody film, which is shocking. Not many actors have breakout roles in parody films, but this was a breakout role for her. It wasn't in the original. I think it was in the second or third. Chris Elliott made an appearance, and he had the gimpy hand.
Oh yeah, I think it's the second one.
And the best scene is him making.
Strong hand.
We talked about that. We talked about this scene in our
talking about the turkey. And carving the turkey and getting the giblet gravy and everything, just putting his hand and everything. And no one wanting to eat any of the food because he used his hand, his fucked up little gimp hand, to hand it to him.
He did more than that. He was like, I don't know what this part of the turkey is, but I'm going to lick it.
Oh, he ended up having sex with the turkey, if I recall. It was,
yeah. you gotta get in there like, oh.
It was a lot. Jennifer says, oh, the scary movies. Love them. And John says, honorable mention to Repossessed, the Exorcist parody. Jam Michael says, thought Scary Movie was going to rank higher, actually. The next 4 better be fire. Well, that's one person's opinion, Jam, of course.
Also, I think a lot of us decided not to put parodies.
Yeah, a lot of us did not want to put parodies in there, and that's why it did not make my list. It's a funny film, but it is a parody of a horror film, a comedic parody. So, yeah, it's a horror comedy, but to me, there's better, more original ideas out there. So, Anyway. All right, Chris, what is yours?
Mine was Happy Death Day.
Hey, there you go. That was my number 10. So that's Chris's number 5. So we'll move on to my number 5. Let me just type that in here. And that is Michael J. Fox starring role, The Frighteners. Directed by Peter Jackson. That'd be the second Peter Jackson film we've mentioned here on the horror comedy realm. So Peter Jackson does like horror comedy as much as the next person. It also has Gary Busey's son, Jake Busey, in it, in a very frightening role, to be honest. But the whole thing revolves around Michael J. Fox is a fake paranormal investigator / ghost hunter, or at least we think he's fake, when in actuality he does see ghosts. He had a traumatic experience where he got into a car wreck and his wife died. And he survived, and then he saw ghosts after that. And with those ghosts, he was able to manipulate them to then move objects for him in other people's houses so he could then make a living, which is part of the tagline, death ain't no way to make a living. Bad things start to happen as people start to get killed, and with a mysterious scar on their forehead being a number that's carved into it. As they're killed. So Michael J. Fox and his ghost friends start to investigate that and find that things are not always what they seem, and bad shit starts to really go down, and it's up to him and his pals to save the day. So The Frighteners is a Peter Jackson film. It was what originally stopped him from being able to get the rights to direct King Kong the movie. He was initially going to do that before Lord of the Rings, and The Frighteners ruined that for him because it was a monetary failure for Universal Studios, if I recall. Now on the secondary market, it has become a indie darling and a hit amongst horror fans. So if you like horror comedy, The Frighteners is filled with frights, scares, and a lot of fun. So check that one out. That is my number 5, The Frighteners. Amish says, Happy Death Day. Oh, Jennifer says, no way, that was an amazing movie that not many people know about. You are correct, Jennifer. The Frighteners is probably in my top, it'd have to be easily in my top 50 films of all time. And I know that sounds like, Jesus, 50 films, that's a lot. It's really not. But I love The Frighteners. I have it on Blu-ray with the alternative ending and some additional scenes. I have it on DVD, and I'm a big fan of it. Very, very big fan. Any of you other guys seen The Frighteners?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I was
fun.
good
It's a
for
fun
my
movie.
list.
I remember seeing it in the theaters.
Nice. Number 4 on John's list, by the way, is Beetlejuice, so we're going to move on from that one. Kevin, what is your number 4?
Number 4, you mentioned briefly already, but it's something for the Seans that they would appreciate. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. And what's cool is Vincent Price did the voice of the Invisible Man. And I love me some Vincent Price.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably where I got my evil laugh from. You know?
Just tune in for next week. The Wall will most likely feature Vincent Price, to be honest.
Ooh, really?
Yes, I might even do a double feature on that one.
Oh, nice. You got to do a double feature on that one.
So it'll be exciting week next week. Hopefully I'll be able to do it. We'll see how the weekend goes. But I should be able to. We should still be able to do it. I don't see why not. I think I can make it. I think I can make it happen as long as I'm not working on set until like 4 a.m. on Sunday.
They
I
won't
should
do
still
that
be
to
able
you.
to do it.
What position are you? I'm about to say, what position are you playing? What position are you doing
Man, who knows? It sounds like first AD, but it also sounds like it could be a glorified PA. So I'm not 100% on that. So hopefully it's first AD because that's a lot more relaxed, in my opinion. Because once you start directing, it just kind of moves itself along once you get to that point. But as Amish will attest to, PA work never stops. It's just
Nope. Never
you know
does.
that too, yeah. You know
Yes,
that very
yes,
well.
sir. Yes, sir. I do.
Let's see here. All right, so that is your number 4, and Sal, what's your number 4?
My number 4 was Scream.
Scream. We didn't do that one, but you
Scream.
just did Scary Movie, so basically it's the same thing, right?
Well, kind
Well-
of, but it's more of a serious tone. But what's that dude's name that was the comedic factor? Was it
Matthew
What's his
Lillard
name?
or Jamie Kennedy?
Jamie
Both
Kennedy?
Both are.
Well, yeah, they both were funny, but
Both
like
are.
Jamie Kennedy was just more into it when he's like explaining all the rules that you can't say, and then and then he was like, "Oh, you can't say I'll be right back," and then I'm gonna go get some beer. Anybody want some? I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Oh. You know what? They made a mistake, killing him off in part 2, and they realized that later. They know they.
Oh,
screwed
Jamie
up.
Kennedy, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they should
screwed
have never
up.
got
Hey,
rid of him.
spoilers.
Well, look,
Yeah,
man.
spoilers from 1997.
97,
God.
27
Hey,
years.
it's only been
27
27 years.
Come on,
Don't worry,
man.
drink some NyQuil and you'll forget.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Why not? Drink some
Yeah,
NyQuil.
that was
NyQuil's
that was
giving me night terrors.
oh lord. Yeah, number 4 was Scream. I think it was like an important film to put in there, for horror and for comedic purposes as well.
I never realized it was a horror comedy. I guess I was.
Yeah. All right, Chris, what's your number 4?
Mine is Cabin in the Woods.
That's a good one.
Yeah, problematic director, but I think it's a really fun movie. It starts out looking like a basic, horror, like a cabin. A bunch of college kids go to the cabin, like slasher film, and it turns into something way different. I'll spoil it for everybody, but it has Chris Hemsworth is in it, and it's directed by Joss Whedon. Has Kristen Connolly, Chris Hemsworth, Anna Hutchinson, Jesse Williams, Bradley Whitford, who was like one of my favorite actors ever since Billy Madison.
Really?
Yeah.
He was pretty fun in Billy Madison. He was also in what's that White House show?
West Wing.
West Wing. Thank you.
He was great in it. Richard Jenkins, a bunch of people in it. It's just a lot of fun. It's like it really kind of flips the cabin, horror movie on its down a little bit.
Yeah, naming it Cabin in the Woods definitely does make it sound much more scary than it actually really is.
Yeah. It's very much in the style of Buffy.
But it's still very fun.
It's horror and comedy. Yeah.
My number 4, after The Frighteners, is On the Wall. It's Fright Night. That's my number 4.
Nice.
There's a lot of comedic moments to it. It's not pure comedy. It's not pure horror. It's kind of this weird hybrid of just under both. You know what I mean? Like there's not enough of either one to define it as either. But damn if it didn't make me chuckle every once in a while, and damn if it didn't scare me every once in a while. And that's the perfect blend, in my opinion. My buddy Derek will attest to this. We he came back in town, and we went to another buddy of ours' place, and he had turned his garage into a medieval dining hall during the pandemic because he just got bored. And he turned his garage into a dining hall. And so we went over there to watch a double feature of Fright Night and Night of the Creeps, which should have made my list. But unfortunately, I had thought, well, I should instead of going all 80s, a lot of 80s, I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. So I left it out. And I thought, well, if I have to choose between Night of the Creeps and Fright Night, Night of the Creeps is fun, but I think Fright Night is the better made film of the two. And Fright Night is also the director, what's his name? Jesus. Help me out here. Who's
The Fright Night director?
who's Spider-Man right now?
Ooh.
Who plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland. Thank you. Yeah, the director of Fright Night is
same name.
same name. It's Tom Holland. Tom Holland directed Fright Night. I actually got to be on set and watch Tom Holland work from Fright Night fame for a Sony Crackle series that they were doing at the time. And we were up in the Hollywood Hills in a mansion, and there was this pool scene, and there was all this fog and stuff, and it was just really cool. It was an overnight shoot. And to see somebody in like their 60s or 70s kind of just like be super chill and just stay up the whole entire night was freaking incredible to see. And he was a really cool dude. So I had a lot of fun with that. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. And it was really cool to see that Darcy from Married with Children had a career outside of Married with Children as well. And she didn't just play a nagging, nitpicky neighbor next door, which I thought was super cool. Great film. Great. Check it out. Fright Night, if you get a chance. Highly, highly recommend it. And thank you, John. John said Tom Holland as well. Mr. Sean says, "Where's my cake?" Oh, okay.
What's crazy is that movie Friday Night. My mom told me that as a kid, I would watch that movie like 3 times a day.
Seriously?
Like, I swear, I
Wow.
could bring my mom right now. She would tell you, like, you know.
Roddy McDowall also had a really great role in this, and he's on the poster here that they made.
What's it called? What was the vampire's name? He was in Child's Play as the detective.
He was also in. I think that's the same guy that was in Princess Bride too, right? Humperdinck.
Chris Sheridan.
Yeah. Chris Sheridan. Yeah, great film. So if you get a chance, check it out. Let's go to John's number 3. John's number 3 is indeed Once Bitten. John's number 3 is Once Bitten.
There it is.
And there we go. That's Jim Carrey, Once Bitten, vampire film. I've seen it once, so for me to talk about it, it's not a great idea. Anybody else seen it recently?
Not
Recently, no. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay, let me bring it up real quick. Let's see what we got. A centuries-old vampire, the Countess Laura Hutton, has kept her youthful look by drinking the blood of male virgins. Since she finds this prey challenging to come by, she is thrilled when she meets young Mark Kendall, Jim Carrey, who wants to lose his virginity, yet has a reluctant girlfriend, Robin, played by Carrie Compkins. After luring Mark away from a club, the Countess drinks his blood, but the hapless guy isn't sure what has happened until he starts exhibiting unusual symptoms. Craving blood, etc., etc., etc. Really cool cast. A lot of fun, that film, Once Bitten. So if you get a chance, that really fun 1985 film with Jim Carrey is a hoot and well worth your time if you get a chance to. And let's move on from Once Bitten, which was his number 3. Kevin, what's your number 3?
It was Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Okay. Sal, what's your number 3?
This is the end. That's my
This is-
number 3.
This is the end.
It has like
Seth Rogen. Joseph
You know,
Yeah.
the group of buddies.
They did do a
that horror film?
maze in
It's
Halloween
still
Horror
considered
Nights on
horror.
Universal, so I guess it does qualify.
It qualifies as a horror because like it's the end of the world and they can't go outside.
Yeah,
And
I give it to
you
him.
know, yeah.
I'm just trying to
It's-
find
it's super
picture of
funny.
it.
What?
if I can.
I think James Franco was the best thing about the movie.
Yeah, where he's like telling Danny McBride to stop, splooging all over his like Playboy magazines. He's like, stop doing that. He's like, I'm gonna gonna jerk off everywhere. You can't do shit about it.
You know, the only thing that annoyed me about this film is that they used their real names. Like, in who they were. They were a bunch of actors that got together and stuff. And I was just like, That just seems so self-congratulatory. Like, we did a lot of great things, and we were in a lot of films.
We're trying to break the fourth wall.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it with that.
What's that guy's name that played Scott Pilgrim? That dorky-looking dude.
Oh, he's a super bad as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Cera.
It's Michael Cera, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in the movie, This Is the End, he was staring at Rihanna's ass, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna smack it." And he smacked Rihanna's ass, and Rihanna turned around and slapped him for real. It wasn't like they kept it in the movie. Like, she really slapped the shit out of him.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. It was like later announced, like a year later after the movie came out, that he was like, I slapped her ass and she told me not to do it, and fucking that slap was real.
Good.
Wow.
That's what you get.
Wow.
That's exactly what.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
That's your number 3, huh?
That's my number 3.
Okay, Chris, what's your number 3?
The Dead.
What's that?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead? Okay. All right, we'll move on to my number 3 then. My number 3 is one that hasn't been mentioned but should have been. But I put it up pretty high. House 2. House 1 was fun, don't get me wrong. House 1 was fun. It was, I would say, probably a little more scary than House 2. But House 2 had a lot of fun things about it going on. And let me bring up the picture here of House 2. House 2 was kind of a hybrid of a Western mixed with horror, mixed with comedy. Just really fun. Ari Gross, I think was his name. Who we would find out later was, I think he was like, I can't remember what he was in, but I remember this guy's face in everything. And his friend Jonathan Stark exhume an ancestor in the house where his parents were killed. So basically, they bring back to life an Old West great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. And adventure ensues where every door in the house leads to another parallel dimension. And they have to go rescue someone from the evil cowboy, so to speak, in the film. John Ratzenberger plays, I believe he was an electrician or a plumber, if I recall. I think he was an electrician. And he comes in as an adventurer. It's a great role for John Ratzenberger. Kane Hodder was in it, who played Jason, if I recall, at one point. And he plays a gorilla in it. And Bill Maher is also in it. So it's a very interesting film. Janet, that's okay if you're tuning in late, no problem. House 2 is what we're talking about right now, which is the next chapter. It came out in 1987, back in August. And it was a story, it was written by Fred Decker, who also co-wrote Monster Squad and wrote Night of the Creeps. So Fred Decker is a very good writer and a very nice man, too, if you ever get a chance to meet him. So that is my number 3 on that one. Let's go to John's number 2. John's number 2 was an interesting choice, I thought. So we'll let John explain it, because I can't quite explain it, because I do not like this film at all. So John, hopefully John's still in and can explain nothing but trouble. His number 2 choice overall. And if I recall, isn't that Dan Aykroyd in that?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, is that
suit?
the Junkyard movie?
Yeah. Yep. Nothing but trouble. So there we go. That's John's number 2. And there was a scene where like a finger or something was in it, and it looked like a wiener. I don't know. John, help me out with this. Why did you choose this as your number 2? That's what I want to know. Why was it chosen as your number 2, John? Why? Kevin, what was your number 2?
My number 2 was Gremlins.
Gremlins.
And that's my number 2 as well.
Hey, Gail. Gail's here. Hey, Gail. Good to see you, buddy. I met Gail up at Granite Con in Manchester, New Hampshire. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. And so thank you for popping on, Gail. Appreciate it. We are talking about horror comedy. And John, who is a wrestler called The Bouncer, he wrestles for Real Action Pro Wrestling in Youngstown, Ohio. He gave us his list of choice for his horror comedy rankings, and number 2 on his list was Nothing But Trouble. So we're going to put a pin in Nothing But Trouble and go to Kevin's number 2, which is Gremlins.
Also my number 2, Donald.
Uh-oh, okay. So you guys can tag team on it.
Well, what can you say? You know, that cute, adorable creature, Gizmo. So much fun. Until you violate the rules and you feed him after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Or water gets on him.
What,
go ahead.
what midnight? I'm still stuck on this. Which
right.
midnight? Like, where? What midnight? Where? Like,
I'm assuming
causes a lot of trouble.
I'm assuming midnight in whatever time zone the little Mogwai's in.
How do they know what time zone they're from? Like it doesn't make any sense.
So you think it's like the Greenwich time zone or something like that? If you're on Greenwich time, is that what you're thinking?
Like, if they're from China, it should be the Chinese time zone.
Oh.
But they're actually from space, so it's like midnight there. Like,
Hey,
I don't know. Continue.
Hey, it's a movie. We just got to go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, guys.
But yes, if you violate these rules, these little things pop out of his booty, and all of a sudden you see these ugly, devious.
Was it his booty or his back? I felt like it was his back, Kevin.
It's out of his back.
Oh,
What
it's
are
his
you
back.
talking about?
Oh, I thought it was kind of his butt for some reason.
Oh.
They're not ass spawns. Ass children.
Oh, girl,
Hemorrhoids.
that's a booty hole.
Yeah. I popped out the booty hole. I'm a gremlin.
Oh, that's a booty hole, girl.
These
Yeah.
devious gremlins pop out. They cause all kind of chaos. They're having fun. They have personality. You know, they go to the bar. They have a good time there.
But
Yes,
they're
Jan,
not gremlin
certainly.
Yet. They're not quite gremlin yet. You got a break.
That's true. That's true. And Miss Deagle's fate was pretty messed up. Poor Mrs. Deagle. But
Poor
then
Mrs.
again,
Deagle.
some people didn't really care that she got taken out that way. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, because don't they turn into gremlins after they get wet?
Yes, they do.
That they do.
Before that, they're Mogwai and then turn into gremlins.
Troll 2. Troll. Neil Bog. Are you kidding?
Isn't that the one where like the dude's like looking up and he's looking up and like somebody's being eaten? He's like, "Oh my God, they're eating!"
Oh my
him."
God, they're
Oh
eating
my
it.
God,
Yeah,
they're
it's
eating him.
so bad. It is so bad. I actually went to a screening of it at the New Art Theater in Santa Monica and got to meet some of the cast. Like the guy that plays the dentist, or he actually is a dentist. The guy that plays the dad is a dentist in real life, and he helped fund it. He was there, and I got my picture with him. I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my God, I got the picture of the dad. This is the worst film ever." And he was super proud of it because he was like, "Yeah, I know it's terrible, but we made it. It got done, and you watched it, and you live in Hollywood, and you saw this film, and you enjoyed it, and I'm here because of that." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. It's really cool." So we got that, that kind of a mutual respect thing going on there, which was nice. Yeah, Gail Benning. Oh my God, fly on the face. Yep, exactly.
Was that fly on his- I thought, oh my Lord.
Of course. Richard Thompson says Little Shop of Horrors. That's a great choice. We would put that. I think I put that in my musical choice.
Yeah, I wanted to put
on
it
that
on,
one.
but they said I couldn't because it was a musical. It was Rocky
So-
Horror Picture Show and Anna and the Apocalypse.
My number 2 is none other than a Tom Hanks starring role with Carrie Fisher as well. And that is The Burbs, also directed by the same man that directed The Gremlins.
Joe Dante.
Joe Dante directed The Burbs. Why do I love The Burbs so much? Jesus, I can't tell you enough. And let me tell you, I think honestly, Matt Gamera and Rob Antis are the reason why I love The Burbs so much. And those are two coworkers that Kevin and I know very well, and probably Chris knows also. That their extreme love for The Burbs had kind of pushed over onto me, in that I started to appreciate it more and more because I would watch it when I would go to their place and they would have it on, or they would have a screening party of it. And we even went to, I think it was for Matt's birthday last year. He had a rented out a theater and played it. He loved it so much, and he had the kid, that the guy that played the son of Tom Hanks came and did a Q&A with Matt on it.
Nice.
And then we went back for another screening of it not long ago at I think it was, I want to say it was at that very same theater, but it might have been a different theater. But I think it was at that very same theater we went to a screening of it as well. But it's just such a fun film overall that, it's basically just neighbors getting together. A new neighbor moves in, and they're doing weird things. Their lawn is dead. They look weird. The car they drive is weird. They don't take their trash out during the day. They only do it at night. And they back up the car to do it. So it's super weird what they do and how they do it. They're just a weird family. And so they want to find out. In fact, somebody just got me this shirt. I want to say it was Tracy or Jill. I can't remember which. I think it was Tracy. But let me grab it. I have it over here in the closet. So it's not going to take more than a second to grab it.
Fine.
Here it is. Somebody gave me this as a gift.
That was longer than a second.
Mark Rumsfeld said, "There goes the goddamn brownies." So let me tell you, if there's a scene where somebody's yelling, "There goes the goddamn brownies," it's a nice comedy, and it's a horror comedy. So I highly recommend it. Things are not what they seem. Bones are exhumed. Bodies could be found. Neighbors not trusting neighbors. Another neighbor disappears. They go to investigate. It's kind of like one of those. It had a very Goonies feel to it, of like kids getting together, but they're adults, but they're just acting like children. And I think that's what drew me into it. And I always find something new about the film when I watch it, which is what I love. There's some new nuance to the film that makes me enjoy it even more. And it's one of Corey Feldman's later roles when he was a mid to late teenager in this film, also before he lost his goddamn mind. But The Burbs, highly recommended. That would be my number 2 film. So let me just check real quick. Mr. Sean says, "Just remember Lost Skeleton of Cadavera. Terrific tribute to low-budget sci-fi and horror films." I haven't seen that. Gail says, "Met Joe Dante in August. Such an interesting guy. Super nice. Super nice. I met him as well years back with Kevin.
We met 15 years ago at that video store. I still have the DVD. He signed my DVD.
Yeah. He signed the DVD for us. Yeah, he did. He was a very nice guy. Young Frankenstein for number 1, says Sean McGean. No.
And that was one of those other movies that we decided not to put on because it was.
It's like parodying Frankenstein. Why is that your number 1 horror comedy? Just stop. You have to have something.
The man likes what he likes. The man likes what he likes.
Stop it. No. The Goonies sucks, says Sean McGean.
Ooh.
You need to just get off the show, sir. Just log off, please. Log off and drink battery acid or something. I don't know.
No.
Walk out into the traffic. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Hey,
Respect the
The
taste,
Goonies
man.
is a good
Everyone
movie,
has
but the
taste.
sequel's probably gonna suck.
They're not making a sequel. There's been no talk of a sequel.
I just heard something.
No, that's been manufactured. People are trying to create the hype for it by making fake movie posters and stuff like that. Yeah, and Sean, it's all love, buddy. I don't mean that you should, technically, I don't think you should kill yourself, but I think you should shut up, for sure.
What? Wow.
Because The Goonies is great. Yeah, you're not gonna make any friends on this show by hating The Goonies. The Goonies does not suck.
Someone needs to Uncle Phil that fool.
The Goonies never say die, sir.
Well, if that's the case, man, you need to respect some Casablanca, man.
Kevin, you need to stop sucking everybody's dick.
What?
I'm just saying. Have an opinion, sir. I know.
I
You're whiter than me with your vanilla responses. Dear Lord.
Wow. Casablanca is a good movie. I remember you always like to hate on that movie, man.
When's the last time you seen it?
I saw it like 2 months ago.
2 months ago, you watched it.
Back in the summer, yeah.
Fucking liar. Sorry, I had something on my chest.
Okay. You okay, Donald?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
okay.
you okay?
I had something. I don't know what it was. I had something there. You need a nemesis, Dorky Donald, and I am the one. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I do need a nemesis. So I guess if it has to be you, Sean, that's fine. Okay. All right. Moving on. What do we got? We've got John.
One.
John's number one. John is. I don't think John's no longer on, because he didn't respond right to the last one. So his number one is Freaked. This movie freaked me out. It has the cast of the Wild Stallions, and it freaked me out. I don't know about you guys. Freaks, I think, was what it was like homaging, technically. And it's all about a cast of freak show horror people that do murders. And that's basically what the original was, too, if I recall. And in fact, American Horror Story did a version of this. I think it was the third season, I want to say, or second. I can't remember which. And it was called, I think it was the third. Yeah, it was the third. And it was called Freak Show, if I recall. Or the fourth. It's the fourth. And it was called Freak Show. And it was really good. So if you get a chance to watch that Freak Show, American Horror Story Freak Show is really good. Mr. Sean says, Don, you don't Young Frankenstein because it's a parody. Actually, Tribute would be more accurate, but you allowed Scary Movie. It wasn't my choice, Mr. Sean. No one chose Young Frankenstein for a reason, because it's not their number one. So I can't force that on people. And I'm certainly not going to take something away, like Big Sal wanted to do Scary Movie. So if you do have an issue with that, you could take it up with Sal, but you probably shouldn't take it up with me, because I'm not the one that chose it.
Jeez.
I'm just saying. Yeah. And my mom's come to my defense. Uh-oh, Sean, you're in deep shit now.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, let me tell you what.
No.
You're not getting a painting or a painted rock, sir. Like,
I want to say one thing, Mrs. McKinney. I really appreciate the RoboCop rock that you made. I love it. It's awesome.
yeah.
You rock.
And mom did not get. I sent her the screenshot of the picture you posted, Sal. So thank you for that. It was very nice of you.
I do keep the Silver Surfer
see?
on my desk.
That's what I was talking about. That's like, I think that one's really good. The Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I think she did an excellent job
cool.
with that. Yeah.
I got my dragon painting behind me.
Yep, and the dragon's right there, and then something she painted for me is like, wow, we all have something.
I got room right here for a painting.
Uh-oh.
Soon.
Uh-oh. She's going to hold you to it. Killer Clowns. Gail, we've already mentioned it. That was one of Big Sal's choices, actually, was Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
It freaks
I love it.
freaks the fuck out of me. I can't watch it, but Sal loved it.
Do you have a clown phobia?
Well, first of all, they're racist, and we've talked about this, and I'll mention it again if I have to. But clowns are racist towards the Irish, and I don't like that.
I'm just asking do you have a phobia?
And secondly, I don't like clowns in general that murder people. It's not nice.
So it means you don't like
It perpetuates the stigma that Irish people do nothing but drink and murder. They're either going to drink, they're going to murder.
It means you hate the book and the TV miniseries and the movies. It.
Yes, I don't like it.
So you must love Zombieland when he smashes the clown's face with that big old hammer, right?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Mr. Sean, yeah, I totally get it. I'm not dismissive of the movie. I'm just that I mean, it can be, you could say it's a love letter. But they don't have a film genre called love letters. They have homages. They have parodies. But they don't have love letters. So it's a little bit of a rough line to draw there. And then let's see. So that was number one was Freaked. And Kevin, what was your number one again?
Zombieland.
Zombieland. Okay.
That was my number 2 that you skipped me, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, I skipped you on that?
It's all good.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
in this case, Sal, we might as well share the.
Did I skip everybody on number 2?
No.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
no, just
It
me.
was only Sal.
Because I'm Mexican. I understand.
Wow. Well,
Go
Sal,
ahead, Kevin. Tell them what you think about Zombieland.
lots and lots and lots of fun. Especially, the chemistry between the 4 main characters. Very well done. I mean, especially the very talented actress like Emma Stone. Emma Stone can do anything. It seems like she was great in this. Jesse Eisenberg, who I'm not the biggest fan of. This kind of movie role fits him. It fits his personality, like the part he plays in it. And of course,
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson is Woody Harrelson. You can never go wrong with Woody Harrelson.
Except
course,
if he plays Carnage.
Oh, you know what's funny? I didn't see that one yet. It's that bad, huh?
Don't watch it.
Yeah, he wasn't really.
Yeah, do yourself a favor.
Cletus Cassidy. But
Yeah.
I'll say this: look, the one thing I love about Zombieland is that he's in the hunt for Twinkies,
Yes.
and then not only that, he has this tragic story that you don't find out until 3/4 in the movie.
Where they're in Bill
You know what I
Murray's
mean?
house. They're in Bill Murray's house.
Bill Murray's, yeah.
Oh,
and then
with
them,
him, that was
and
so
then
funny.
them, and then when they shot him,
It was so
had
funny.
me dying, dude.
It was so funny.
Yeah, he's walking into the movie theater. He's like, oh, then he's like, oh my god, and doesn't even think of it and just shoots him. And then Bill Murray's on the seat bleeding to death, and he's like, is that how you say hello where you're from?
And also how they dispose of his body. It's kind of funny and messed up at the same time.
Yeah. What was it? What were they putting? Hand sanitizer? Hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Zombieland is a really great movie.
Zombieland's great. A lot of fun.
Double Tapped I liked. It wasn't as good, but that was fun too. I liked that too. I like that. Too.
I just find it funny that dude that wanted to hook up with that one young girl.
Oh, the hippie dude. With
the hippie dude.
With Abigail Breslin. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's singing well-known songs, and he's like, "Yeah, I wrote that just 3 hours ago. When I saw you for the first time, And he's like, and then in the end, she's like, I know those songs were made by such and such. He's like, why don't you make your own music, pussy? And I was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, okay.
I also like the fact that their names are all names after cities. After where they're all from, like Columbus, Tallahassee, Wichita, Little Rock. That's a lot of fun. That's pretty cool. I like that concept.
Jennifer says Woody was hilarious. He had me cracking up the entire movie. Yeah, he did a really great job. Of course, if we're talking comedic Woody, his best role is in Kingpin.
Oh my! Here we go again.
In my humble opinion, and
See,
I think
one,
Inez would agree.
I'm not a big fan of Kingpin, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. What, Kevin? Kevin, you've disappeared off the feed. What happened?
It's a better one.
Kevin, are you?
I think there was something about money is better.
Kevin, are you there? What happened?
Yeah,
Where did Kevin
yes,
go?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I just
Kevin disappeared.
I tried to like it. I really tried to like it.
Kevin,
I
where are you?
That overly impressed.
Can you hear him? I can hear him.
I'm not saying the movie's bad. I'm not saying the
hear
movie's
him.
bad or anything. I just
But he's not there.
don't love it. I don't love it.
Crazy.
I don't love it. Look, man, I have rights to feel how I feel about a movie. I just said the movie sucked. I didn't say that. I just said I didn't think it was that good. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
What? Okay, can I ask one question?
What was your favorite movie you had on your ArcLight lanyard, Kevin?
I had a couple, actually. There was Dark City. There was American Beauty.
American Beauty. American fucking Beauty. Eat a dick. American Beauty. You know what? I'm going to go outside and film a goddamn paper bag blowing around or a plastic bag or whatever. How is... Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
So you're going to tell Kevin Spacey to his face that's a bad movie?
Oh, you know what? I think if I was going to tell something to Kevin Spacey's face, it wouldn't be that. It'd be like, let me tell you what, Kevin, my friend Kevin, he's really young, and he really likes it when you sneak into his room, and here's his address. That's what I'll tell Kevin Spacey, motherfucker.
Wants you to massage his feet.
Allegations.
Oh, yeah, I know. I get it. But we also both worked at ArcLight, and we heard the stories.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. From a certain name that we will Oh, you know what's funny? That certain source did talk about Bryan Singer before they
Yes.
found out about Bryan Singer.
Very.
I do have.
Very,
I
I mean,
do
I
have
wasn't going to
to
bring
say
that up, but now that you have,
Right. Because
Pandora's box has been
Oh,
opened.
shit.
That source told us like in 2006, I think it was. He told us about
Yeah,
Bryan Singer.
2006,
Some of his,
2007, somewhere in there. The parties.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought the
Kevin
Diddy parties
Big
were
Sal.
just for Diddy. You thought the Diddy parties were just for Diddy. Well, we got news for you now. Yeah. That shit got real. Mr. Sean says, Gail, excellent. Need to have Pabst Blue Ribbon. Jennifer says, haha. Oh, now Kevin's on the bottom. And Gail says, the dead don't die? Question mark. That's a Scorsese. Is that? Wait, no, that's not Scorsese.
No,
That's
that's the Bill Murray.
it's Bill Murray, but who directed it? It was shit. Who directed it?
I almost added that to my list.
Was it the guy that did The Fly?
Cronenberg?
Yeah, was it Cronenberg that did The Dead Don't Die?
I don't think so.
No. It was the other guy.
No, it's Jim Jarmusch.
Jarmusch. Okay. Yeah, Jim Jarmusch. Okay. Different, whole different thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Also, did he do Ghost Dog with Forrest Whitaker?
Jarmusch?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never saw that.
It was freaking Bill Murray, Adam Driver.
I never saw that. Was it good?
Always 78.
Yeah, it's very good.
Who just mentioned their number one? We talked about your number one, Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Sal, what was your number one?
My number one was Bubba Hotep.
Ooh, great choice.
Bubba Hotep. Dude, that movie, I had to watch it a couple of times because it was like a little confusing at 1st. And then when because like, I'm like, is he Elvis or is he not? Or is he in, like, there was just something that, I just couldn't put my finger on it. But then, no, he's supposed to be the real Elvis, trying to be an impersonator.
Yeah, he swapped places with the impersonator so he could live a normal life and the impersonator could live on. But the impersonator had a food addiction and a cocaine addiction, or like a drug addiction, and he died. And then, but the other Elvis, the real Elvis, actually fell and broke his hip and ended up in the retirement home and was like, "No, I'm the real Elvis," but nobody believed him, so he was stuck there with a guy that believed he was JFK that had his skin dyed and a bag of sand put into his back of his head where they had shot him.
Yeah.
An interesting story. Coscarelli, Dan Coscarelli, if I believe, same guy that created
Phantasm.
Thank you, the Phantasm, which is an interesting series. If you get a chance to watch, it's got the Tall Man, I believe, is the main villain in this series.
Angus Scrim.
I think it was, what was it? John dies at the end. Don't watch it. Don't bother with that one. But he was supposed to do a sequel to this. Was supposed to be Bubba Nosferatu, which I fucking would have loved. But him and Bruce Campbell couldn't agree, and I'm gonna blame Bruce Campbell on this one. Bruce, when you get something like fire like Bubba Hotep, you need to go and get that sequel. You need to do Bubba Nosferatu. So if you're listening, if you're watching, do it. Just do Bubba Nosferatu. Reach out to Coscarelli and say, I'm sorry. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Bruce Campbell fan. And yes, I have the Bubba Hotep bedpan. And it says Bubba Hotep was here. And it is signed by Dan Coscarelli, who, when I brought it to him to sign, said, how the hell did you get this? These were never released. And I said, maybe I knew somebody that worked on the MGM lot and stole me one.
Yeah, I knew somebody that I had to,
And it's that's a true story, though. That's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gail says Bubba Hotep is amazing, Don Coscarelli. And that's awesome. Yes, Gail. Wait, you have to see it signed. It's amazing, Gail. I'll try to bring up the picture if I can during the live feed tomorrow if you're on. And Sean McGean says, yes, he did Ghost Dog. So there you go. You got confirmation on that also.
Yeah, Ghost. You never seen Ghost Dog? It's like, yeah.
No,
Wu-Tang,
I haven't.
Wu-Tang is like all over that movie.
Chris, what's your number one?
My number one is a movie that has now a TV show based on it. Final season coming soon.
Dawn. I said Dan. I'm sorry. Okay.
That'll be What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh.
It's about it was shot 10 years ago, or 10 years ago it opened. It is a New Zealand film. It was written and directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. And it's basically about a documentary film crew who follows 4 vampires around that live in the suburbs of Portland, of New Zealand. And I think it's hilarious, and it's in the same world as the TV show, which I think is my favorite show on TV right now. It's hilarious. The movie is hilarious, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And there's a really funny scene between like vampires and or like a mall, and there's like vampires and zombies and witches and masquerade, and they have a fight with werewolves. It's really funny, and it's
Swearwolves, yeah. This is a strange film in which the TV series has become more popular and has overshadowed the film.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know a film exists.
Yeah, but
It's kind of like
really
Buffy the
good.
Vampire Slayer in a way.
And it's in the same universe as the show, because one of the vampires from the movie is in the show.
That's true. That's true. Okay, moving on to my number 1, and then we're going to be at the end. My number 1, Monster Squad. As if you guys had to even try to figure that one out.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like amazing writing. You've got an amazing cast. Fred Decker and Shane Black co-wrote Monster Squad. It's basically, sorry, Sean McGean. It's basically the Goonies with monsters. You probably hate this one too, though. I would call Sean McGean the murderer of fun. I think that's going to be his new nickname. So when he pops on, I'm going to be like, and the murderer of fun is here. So Monster Squad is an excellent film if you get a chance to watch it. It's all about this ragtag group of teenage children that learn that monsters are real and they're trying to take over the world. How can they stop them? Maybe with a Nazi? Or is he? Guess you'll have to watch to find out. It's a great film. It's super cool. I love Monster Squad. I've seen it many times. And I've seen live screenings of it. I've seen cast of it. In fact, we have had one of the cast members of Monster Squad actually show up at the comic book shop that I work at, which was super exciting. Andre Gower, who played Sean, the lead kid in the role of Monster Squad, has come to Weekend of Heroes multiple times, and he's a very, very, very nice guy. He was so nice and humble and was kind enough to sign my DVD for me because I nerded out. And then I got a picture with him, like, that's Sean right there. So yeah, if you get a chance, watch Monster Squad. That's a low blow from a low brow. Oh, not bad, Sean. I'm surprised you could type all that out. Really. Your punctuation's a little off, though, but that's okay. I'll allow it. It's gonna back and forth. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for being a part of this. This was so much fun. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope to see you next Monday. We're gonna have another Halloween-based fun time. It's gonna be very spooktacular. So if you get a chance, each of us next week will be wearing a costume. So it'll be fun to see what we're gonna be dressed up as. Surprise, guys! Just threw it out there. So that's what we're doing. So I hope you tune in. I hope you had a great time tonight. I certainly did. It's always great having you guys on, and always great with the banter and the conversation. So thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone, thanks Big Sal for being a guest on here again. We always appreciate you, buddy. And if you are feeling thirsty, perhaps you should
have a spine-chilling, macabre, and sometimes ghastly Rumble Pop.